Okay, so it's been a while.
Makes sense.
So are you actually doing, because the game just started, are you actually doing the introduction?
No, I'm not doing an introduction.
Okay, all
That's
right.
the old job for the co-caster.
Okay, cool. So I'm the co-caster, but I'll just do the main caster role, and it's just a title
just
change.
pretend that you're... yeah, okay.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to hop into game number 1.
Go ahead.
And it is on Arabia. Wait till the game loads up for me.
Great intro.
Thank you.
Great intro, dude.
Thank you, Viper. I'll ask you for tips afterwards.
Okay. Should I fast forward here, or do I have to...
We might as well fast forward till we're at live time. That way we're at this exact same time. All right.
I read something interesting.
So...
in the... Yeah, go on.
Well, no, you go. Tell me what's interesting.
I was saying, I read something interesting in the Avisum post that said laming is allowed.
They agreed on laming being allowed, which is interesting after Hera's experience against you in Hidden Cup.
That's why I'm watching the Eagle War of Mr. Yo going on a journey.
Oh man, this is peak Age of Empires right here, man. It's amazing.
See, Hera is again just luring deer.
Yeah.
He deserves this.
Yeah. Yeah, I said it in Hidden Cup. He actually got housed as well. He had a rough start. Like, if you don't scout the front of your base and you push deer, then your boar is exposed. You should know the rules. So, I know pig for Hera, man.
Yeah, he hasn't scouted left at all. He doesn't know that the boar is even taken. He doesn't know it was there. So
yeah,
I've always been like, when I play rated games, I in general tend to not lane. I mean, of course, unless it's MBL. But I always think that if I find sheep at minute 7 and I see his score being super low because he's been luring deer,
yeah,
then I feel like I can actually justify taking them.
Yeah, I remember.
He's just being a greedy bastard and doesn't deserve them.
Yeah, I remember it was Tato against Miguel. It's a really random memory, but he was playing rated games against Miguel, and he was pushing deer and being super greedy. And Miguel came forward to scout him and found his sheep. And Miguel he was being a nice guy, so he sent Tato his sheep. And Tato's like, no, I don't deserve these. And he sent him back. Tato's like, I don't deserve these because I was being greedy and pushing deer. Have them. I thought that was really funny.
Tato knows, man. Oh, restart probably.
Yeah.
Well, that was great.
That was great. Wow. Well, I feel like it's going to be tough to match the quality of casting there. That was our best effort there. Okay, so Hera just called this re because he realized he was down a boar because he pushed the deer. Oof.
So I'm wondering, why did you guys have restarts for... Like, normally we don't have restarts in show matches.
Sure.
So why did we decide for restarts here?
So like I said, I was contacted by Wang Dwes, who put up $300. I said I would contribute some myself. And then I just said to the players, like, these are the maps I suggest. They went with like 2 of the maps I suggested. And I said, just agree upon settings. So Yo and Hera agreed on these settings. And they wanted a restart. And Hera, I was surprised, said, yeah, laming is fine with me. So. But
he should have known better.
But like, there are so many instances I remember where players would play you in a tournament and they have to call re in game 1, and Yo can just do the same thing again. There's no restart now for Hera.
Yeah.
He could be screwed over even worse.
I've always been of the opinion that game 1 is usually a game that can go either way anyway. So I pretty much never call a restart in game 1.
Yeah.
Even if I have a terrible map, my board is lame, it's just like, I'm likely to play quite bad in game 1 anyway, so usually I just leave that to the gods to determine.
Yeah.
And then use that as warm-up game either way.
I guess it's kind of rough as Chinese to lose the boar, right? You can normally push deer to recover, but with Chinese, you really need that food, so I can kind of understand it.
Yeah. I think they just started again. The map says the Aquapolis.
Let's see.
I get my restarts
That's
from
weird.
the chiropractor, but don't know.
Sorry,
I think
I'm
they
refreshing.
How many rees?
And restarted again. So I don't know.
Oh, they did the wrong map. It might have been that map bug, actually.
Yeah, I couldn't join.
So the last time we casted it was Max against Hera Showmatch. You had a pretty solid prediction beforehand. So what are your thoughts on the result today? If you had to guess.
So like Wang Dwes, he also talked a bit with me and asked like what show matches would I like to see, etc. And this was one of the matches I suggested. I think Yo has been a little bit unfortunate in seeding sometimes, I would say. Well, unfortunately, it might not be the right word. Like he always seeding puts you kind of where you deserve to be most of the time. So, like for NAC, I felt like he was playing the best along with Hera and NAC. So it would have been really cool to see those two meet up in like a semifinal, for example. And then on the second hand, you have Hidden Cup, where Yo ran into Saladin in the quarterfinal.
Yeah, exactly.
And was in the opposite bracket of Hera again. So I feel a bit bad for Yo with that in mind, because I feel like he's probably one of the guys that would actually really force Hera to his A game and maybe even beat him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's the thing about Hidden Cup is it's so brutal, you know, with the hidden seeding. Like that's what's great about it in many ways, and it has to be that way, so we don't know player identities. But there are players who get the short end of the stick at times, because the level's so close amongst all high level players. So, like Nikov is one that comes to mind. I still feel bad for Nikov. It's like, oh man, losing to Tato in round 1 feels bad.
Yeah. He's had some rough games. All right, now the game should be up again. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it looks like it. So I'll just speed up and catch up to real time. They changed the colors. But yeah, Yo's going to lame again. He's going to send his eagle forward and try and steal board again. But let's see how Hera scouts this time. Like, is Hera going to scout the front of his base this time, or...?
He should, but knowing Hera, if he finds one of those deer, he might stick around there.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's thinking better of it. He already sees the deer and he's scouting instead, so good on him. Unfortunately for him, both his boars are right towards Yo.
It's true.
They're super close this time.
Actually, like there's 3 boars on one part of my screen right here. Yeah, the players are close together. Yo's board is forward as well. And I guess to do the official intro, this is game number 1 in a best of 7 $400 show match with a variety of maps. Hera is here in the blue, playing as the Chinese. It is free pick of civilizations with no repeat. And then we have Mr. Yo in the player 6 color, pink or magenta or whatever that is.
Purple. Yo already stole a sheep, by the way. I think Hera's gonna grab it back.
Yeah. Dude, it's so crazy how... Like, I remember speaking to Yo in Hamburg, and the first thing he asked me about Hidden Cup, he's like, will there be laming? This is the first thing, priority number 1. Can I steal? He hasn't seen the boards yet, though.
Well, he will see, because the villager is going there, right? So he knows that at least one boar is there.
Yeah.
He probably won't think there's a second one, though. He's trying to lame the villager, which doesn't really work anymore. Because of the way the pathing in DE changed. But he's going to run into the second boar now. So the question is he brave enough? Dude, the scout was there. This is so risky if he goes for it.
Yeah.
But I don't think he will.
He's doing it. He's doing it. So Yo's going to try and steal this boar. Now, Hera... He should see... you have a phone call, by the way.
No, never mind. Carry on.
Like, Hera saw the eagle was around.
Yeah.
And now is off in the distance. He did not even... I know blocking isn't the easiest thing nowadays.
He just realized now that the boar is stolen.
Yeah. Yeah, just... I guess what confuses me... Like, I know that laming can be brutal. But this is 2 games in a row, and for those that might be watching this later, they might not have seen it. But like Hera, I think could have done more to stop that. Oh! What just happened?
He shot the boar lost aggro to the eagle.
Yeah.
But he took it with the villager that's building a mill right now. Then he built on top of the boar again, so it lost aggro, and now it left again.
This is so weird. And now Hera. Okay, so he has to lose more HP on his eagle. I think he got 2 hits there. This is. I'm confused, man.
What now Yo has 2 forward villagers building a house. Like this all is just becoming super messy. One thing to point out for Hera, though, real unfortunate, he also has 2 sheep on the right side that he didn't find, and I'm guessing he's gonna assume that those are lame.
Oh.
But I still have to say it was really sloppy by Hera actually to like the awareness. He knew the eagle was there around his boars.
Yeah.
And he still left it, and he didn't realize that it was stolen for a long time. So the awareness of Hera there was quite off compared to what you would expect.
Yeah, you could also say the execution on Yo's lame was off as well. So maybe first game of the day syndrome.
Nerves.
What is it? All part of the plan? That's what you say, right?
It's all part of the plan, yeah.
Exactly. So where do you think this goes from here? Yo, obviously, he's up some food. Hera might not even have the food to click up a feudal age at a decent population. Do you think we're seeing feudal age aggro from Yo, or do you think Yo will just go super passive and try and get heavy walls up?
Well, I would imagine if Yo knew that Hera is also down 2 sheep. Like, if you look at Hera's base right now, he has 200 food in the bank, and he's struggling to really find that food to be able to even think about feudal age.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's in a really rough spot now. He's gonna have to lure the 2 remaining deer and try to just compensate and deal with the situation. But yeah, it's not looking pretty. To be fair though, he does have a fairly nice map. If he walls the left part as he's setting out to do right now, the golden woodlands in the back should be fairly safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, we didn't really talk about the civs yet. Yo is playing as Mayans and Hera as Chinese, and those are probably like two of the best civs in Arabia right now.
Yeah. You have that. I mean, Aztecs, I feel like Mayans are preferred slightly more than Aztecs even, but then again, Aztecs would band more, so they're pretty close.
Yeah, Yo is also, he's investing 4 villages right now into walling, so he doesn't feel like he's gonna play too aggressively, considering that.
Yeah.
I
feel like he could have gone for more greedy walls, you know? Like, he can be ranged on all of these wood lines.
Yeah, this is a bit strange, but I guess his mindset right now is, okay, the secured area, he's going to use the back gold, he's going to have safe wood, and then I assume he's going to expect to have enough military to defend. But then again, Hera is not going to be in a position to be aggressive. Like, this is super weird, actually. Both are still Dark Age.
I think they're going FC, yeah.
But it's so weird to have 2 players of this level just both wall up and go FC on Arabia.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
All right. Well, Hera, I think maybe Hera's mindset was, I'm already going to be delayed to feudal age, so I might as well just commit further into Dark Age to go fast castle. And then Yo, I don't know, maybe expected that and feels like his fast castle is better. But yeah, they're both going for fast castle, and this probably means we'll see crawl splits from both players.
I don't expect Hera to be able to afford a fast castle. Chinese is very awkward. Like, if you want to go fast castle like this with Chinese when you're missing this many resources, I think Hera's going up with way too little pop. This has to be like a delayed fast castle in that case.
Okay, yeah.
Or pretty much just feudal age archers.
Yeah, maybe, I guess going straight FC with Chinese, especially being down a boar and 2 sheep, is not really common. So maybe he just looked at the population, because that's kind of a common population to click up the feudal age with.
Yo actually has a hole.
Ooh, and Hera noticed
Hera didn't show it.
Yeah.
Yo saw it himself.
That could have been sneaky. I liked how Hera didn't go in there. He
Yeah.
didn't want Yo to know. Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about what they're doing here, honestly.
I feel
It's
like
a weird
every time I cast with you, you're just like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
Well, this doesn't make sense what either of them are doing now. In your situation, it would make sense. You can still be aggressive and still keep an equal lead, even though you're being fairly aggressive.
Yeah.
By forcing reactions. And Hera, of course, he had to deal with the whole boar lane and missing 2 sheep, but I still feel like he's in between 2 worlds right now and doesn't even feel like he knows himself what he's setting out to do.
Yeah, like he's in limbo, and he's so far away from clicking up resource-wise to Castle Age that he needs to either decide on going full feudal or just delaying his Castle Age. I think you called it. I think Hera, questionable start because he saw his boar was forward, then didn't even scout that area and protect it, ended up losing the boar. Was unfortunate with the sheep, right? And he just assumes that they were forward and were stolen when they're not.
I mean, he was unfortunate, yes, but look at his scouting. There's so many black areas around his base where it makes sense that the sheep could be.
True.
So, yes, unfortunate, but also poor scouting, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a good point. Mr. Yo he hasn't clicked up yet, so it was a little bit of a rough build order for him as well.
Yeah, they're both feeling a bit sloppy in the first game here, but I mean, you can look at their bases and their farm amounts. That kind of tells the tale of who had the most natural resources here.
Okay. So Viper, question:
Yes.
have you been watching any low elo legends at all?
Would you be sad if I say no?
No, I would expect you to say no.
Okay, no, I haven't.
Okay, so I don't know if you know the
Does doubt
story. What was that?
Does doubt count?
Oh, yeah, doubt counts. I'd say.
Okay, I have watched. I've been watching.
Okay. Well, apart from doubt, these low elo legends, a lot of people, they don't use small trees, and they always chop straggler trees instead of building a lumber camp at the start because they don't like the look of them, right? And
because they don't like the look of the lumber camps.
because they don't like the look of the trees, and they want that area for farms. Yeah. So, at a high level, like people are using straggler trees kind of for flexibility, right? And I remember for like the first 2 or 3 weeks of Low Elo Legends, I was trying to say like, hey, don't use straggler trees at this time, build a lumber camp. I was trying to teach people good habits. And then I casted a 3v3 event, and you did some weird flexible build where you took stragglers and built a mill with Franks on berries. And I was like, no! And now everyone's like, well, Viper does it, so yeah.
Shot it.
Well, makes sense. Low Elo Legends, no more.
Alright, Hera kills the eagle, finds a sheep, and they both have very close castle age times. Hera's going one range skirms, though. Ooh.
It's very defensive minded. It might actually really backfire. I don't think he's expecting Yo to go for the forward siege.
Yeah.
It's like usually what a Mines player does in this situation is 2 ranges, 2 TCs, macro eco approach, right? But Yo is going for the immediate siege workshop, and he's going to be really aggressive here. And yeah, Hera's going for eco, like defensive eco approach. And that's with skirms and town centers. This can be really rough for him.
Yeah. Well, I think Hera, considering he was behind, just wanted to go for the direct counter to the crossbows. I wonder if Yo had the presence of mind to see that Hera was just on one range and then assume it was skirm, because he did scout the front of that base before he lost his eagle, and it would normally be 2 ranges if it was crossbows.
There is a chance. I just got to point out, Hera, obviously he took the sheep back from Yo.
Yeah.
But he sent those sheep over to Yo. Now Yo has them, and I thought Yo was sending them back to Hera. Unfortunately, he's just bringing them back in, it seems like. But it was like ultimate, like, okay, you steal them, you have them, right? You take them, I don't need those. Kind of from Hera. I thought Yo was doing the same, but I'm disappointed now.
Just like,
but it was funny
just like sheep swapping back and forth, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, there are the elite skirms, and maybe Yo had a suspicion, but he certainly finds out now. It's a good pickoffs for Hera, but the Maganel coming is going to be really difficult to deal with.
Yeah, great pickoffs for Hera here. Good micro splitting as well, the skirms, to be able to pick off. Like, he was switching the target fire between half the skirms on different crossbows to pick off as many as possible.
Ooh,
nice shot,
big shot. I think even just a scorpion now, even with the crossbows, you might be able to finish off the rest of the skirms. Okay, so Chinese do not get redemption now. So
Indeed.
monk defense here is not an option. Redemption is what you would need to convert siege. Is it just defensive siege workshop and boom for Hera then?
Yeah, looks like it. I would say in this situation you never go for monk defense anyway. It's way too soon and it's too expensive. Like, redemption is 475 gold for normal civs, slightly less for Chinese. But still, it's too expensive to even defend with monks at this stage of the game.
Okay.
But Hera, yeah, he will go for the ultimate greed, which will be just one siege workshop defense now. So far, I would say it's sort of working out for him. He has a big equal lead now, but again, he doesn't really have any presence or control of the game. And most top players prefer to be the one that is aggressive.
Yeah, you're definitely right about his eco. 44 villagers against 34. Yo. Oh, sorry, I'm just the co-caster. I missed that. Yeah, I mean, Yo hasn't done any significant damage. I will lose that scorpion. And Hera will soon add...
Yes.
Yeah. And Hera's going to add a town center again, I'm sure. So far, Hera in Castle Age looking stronger.
I think Hera needs to TC his backstone as a second town center, because if the aggression here from Yo is going to continue... Oh, very nice target fire there. Doesn't get kills though, but if the aggression is going to continue, Hera, I'm sure he would love to be able to drop towers and castle in defense if Yo is going full aggression, which kind of looks like he's easing off right now. Hera honestly got away with minimal investments in terms of defense. He only has fetching for the elite skirms. Of course, he did the elite skirm upgrade, and then there's 2 mangonels. But besides that, really cheap defense from Hera.
Yeah, and I think he's so confident now he's going to TCD forward stone instead of the resources on the right side. It just didn't work out at all, did it? I mean, his eco was delayed. He just now added that second TC. Oh, and I see him getting scale mail now. So he's thinking about eagles.
Another nice target fire from Hera. And there, all the crossbows down again from Mysterio.
Yeah. I mean, it was a shaky start for Hera, but things are looking so good for him right now in Castle Age.
To be fair, it was a shaky start from Yo as well, but if you look at the situation right now, you would not be thinking that Hera is the one that got lamed heavily in the Dark Age.
Yeah, good point. So do you start mixing in crossbows in Hera's situation? Like, let's say Yo goes for 2 or 3 barrack eagles and beautiful attack rounds.
Yeah, Hera's really showing that his micro is on point compared to Miss Yo so far. Really nice pull of the villages as well, and looks like he's gonna get another mangonel. He's just, he has time to react with the vills, and he's doing really nice target fire with the mangonels. He has a mangonel popping on the bottom as well, and another really good trade from Hera.
Yeah, this micro is sick. 56 vills for Hera and 43 for Yo. And a big thing with Chinese is always securing the stone, so eventually he's going to have... Like, if there is going to be a big all-in Castle Age push from Yo at any point, Hera will eventually have the stone as he goes 1 for 1 to build a castle. It's looking good.
It really is. That 1 mangonel now traded for 3 mangonels. He cannot be disappointed with that. Yo is adding a 3rd townsend himself, but it feels like Yo was in a position where he was going to be dictating the game, and now he's playing the catch-up game.
Yeah.
Like, his whole aggression is gone. There's literally nothing he can be aggressive with right now. And it would be interesting, honestly, if Hera adds 1 or 2 stables, starts switching on the aggression, and puts the pressure on Yo. I think that would make him... I think that makes a lot of sense now as well, but still.
Close attack round. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's... It brings me back to Dark Age, where we were both kind of surprised that it was so passive for Mr. Yo after the lane, because he had such a big advantage. And he didn't go aggressive then. He didn't go from man-at-arms to archers, which mines can be so good with. Decided to go fast castle. The times were similar, and Hera went for the boom approach, defended, and he's killing it right now, especially with Chinese. To have that big of a Vill lead and have 3 TCs it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking at Hera's eco as well. He has like 13 vills queued up right now, and he still has 400 food in the bank.
Yeah.
32 farmers compared to Yo, who was on 12 just 15 seconds ago. Yo did add 2 barracks, so he's gonna go for the full eagles now, but honestly, it feels like Hera has the economy now to actually just react with whatever he needs. He's going for the crossbow approach. He could even be thinking about Imperial Age. But I honestly now would think that a crossbow knight mix would be like an absolute killer. There would be no reaction Yo could make to deal with anything like that.
You know, the shift in Hera's play that really elevated him to his level now, I think, is because he became more of a boomer, more of a defensive player. Remember a few years back, like, he was very aggressive and been one of those players who might find himself, oof, nice pick off for Yo, but might have found himself in Yo's current position a little bit too often, where he'd go overly aggressive. But like, Hera's eco is sick. He has 36 farmers. He's closing in on the resources he'll need to click up to Imp, and he just needs to hold here. He could even go fast Arbalest, I guess, if he has the numbers.
Indeed, it can. Well, Yo, like, his eco is really like stretched thin. He's adding a monastery now for monks, I guess. So Yo is going to be so far from Imp.
Yeah.
Looks like Yo is sort of going for an all-in Castle Age player, which I guess kind of makes sense, because playing for the long game now doesn't really make sense for him.
Yeah, beautiful splits here from Hera. Also had the Maganel on the right side fighting. They'll go 1 for 1.
He will know about the Eagle switch now, because there's upgrades on Eagles. He has seen about 7 of them now, so that's obvious to him as well. But he's for sure not expecting Yo to be on the way to Imp, while Hera's sitting on 2,000 food in his bank, and he's still not up.
Build a market. Does he not have a market? There we go.
One.
I'm gonna sell a little bit. Jeez. I mean, this is the risk, right? If you don't get to the Imperial Age. If Yo were to land a few big shots right now, it could be dangerous. This is Yo's time.
Look at his eco, man. 2,300 food, 900 gold.
He still hasn't clicked up, Viper.
No, and he has the buildings. It doesn't make any sense. What is this? Low elo legends? What? He's doing crossbow, like thumb ring, ballista. What? He's still not up?
Does he think he clicked up? This reminds me of MBL casting Doubtin' Tim. He's like, click up! Like, screaming. I don't understand.
For Castle as well. He's going for a wonder in Castle Age. That's what it looks like.
Ooh, if you get the Great Wall tech. Did he thinks he clicked up, doesn't he?
It would make sense. Okay, now he clicked.
Jeez.
Finally. Yeah, super weird. Yo's going for 4 castle in his face.
Ooh.
It's probably gonna backfire though, because honestly, Hera's with the Imp is gonna have his own castle and Trebs.
Yep. Yeah, not really the time for this. Maybe if you had it 5 minutes earlier with a couple good fights. A 1-for-1 again. Man, if Hera would have clicked up at the proper time, he would be halfway there.
Yeah, Hera is reacting with a defensive castle in a perfect spot to deal with that castle, and he has all the militaries. Like, hype, right? But it's not too much to hype right now.
Yeah, yeah. Come on, you're the main caster. You're supposed to act like Yo can come back with that castle. I'm the co-caster now.
Another nice target fire from the Mangonel of Hera. Did so much damage to those eagles and the crossbows. Ooh! Actually, first kind of proper hit that Hera takes this game.
Yeah, that was a doubt split. Hera split into the shot. It's like you don't split because you see where the rocks are going. You just split and hope.
Yeah, hope for the best. So yeah, it looks like Hera will be sticking with full Arbalest for now. However, his eco does...
Oh my god!
Shot. His eco suggests that he could be affording more. I guess it's gonna be... The food is gonna go into like Siege Ram and upgrades. He's actually switched quite a few farmers off. So he's definitely not looking to some sort of cavalry play. Although he's doing armor upgrade now for cavalry. So this confuses me why the shift in eco... Like he switched over 10 farmers off to other resources. Now he's going for armor. It's a bit strange, but yeah.
Maybe he's sending to wood for a wonder. I don't know. Like,
that makes sense.
I feel like there's a risk here. Obviously, Hera's gonna have trebuchets, and he's gonna treb down that castle from Yo most likely. But I feel like Yo's the type of player who he'll just give up that castle. He knows he's gonna lose it. He'll say, "Okay, I've taken some of your gold, Hera," and then start to get the relics and other golds on the map. And there is potential for Yo still. This had this feeling of inevitability about it.
Nice.
But if Hera doesn't do some real damage, I'm beginning to think that Yo does have a chance to really make something happen here.
If you look at what they're making now as well, Hera is making a unit that is countered by Yo's army. So if Yo gets to him, gets Elite Eagles, he might try to just get like Conscription or El Dorado in that castle before it goes down. But either way, he can still afford his own second castle. And I mean, he's eating some of Hera's gold now. He has fairly good map control still, because he's taking gold on the left side. He has to tower in his base now. Like, Hera is being annoying in the base, but if Yo can get Elite Eagles, those Arbalests are not much of a threat. And fortunately for Hera, he's already predicting the switch and is adding his own stables.
Do you think he'll go Cavalier, or do you think you should just go Chukunu and Light Cav?
I think it should be Light Cav here, because he doesn't have that much gold income right now. He only has he has 2 gold mines.
Yeah.
He needs to clear Yo from that forward gold of his before he can start thinking about other gold units. I think cost effectively as well for long term, Light Cav is what makes sense here.
Yeah, knowing Hera, that's what he'll do. Yo will lose that castle, and he has to build another one, so he doesn't have Conscription on the way. He won't have El Dorado on the way, which is the big one with Mine Eagles for 100 HP. Hera didn't kill too much with his Arbs, but he's destroyed a castle. He's still maintaining a healthy eco lead, and he's delaying food eco. So for now, it's okay. But they're like you said, like the fact that Hera is making an army composition, which can be countered by like Eagle Halb, is a little bit worrying for him.
He doesn't even need Halb. Just 20 Eagles kills everything Hera has right now. Look at the military count. Hera, in theory, has more than twice the army, but
it's twice as useless.
Yeah, and there's already Elite Eagles. The last armor upgrade is halfway done, and he's trying to jump on Arbalest right now.
Yeah.
Hera doesn't have any Light Cav out to support this either yet, so this... He could do some cute walls here now to try and... What? It was just passing and going for the raids.
Yeah, just passing. Maybe he wants to hit the gold. Hera has to quick wall. There's a gap between... Oh, wow. Beautiful. If he has more villagers, he could actually... Oh! Wait a second. Hera... Oh my god, how is there a hole there?
That's how it usually goes.
Oh,
I'm very confused about this castle though. Like, it's out of the map. Like, it doesn't really control that many resources. It's just a nice hill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit strange.
Yeah, this is some good momentum for Yo, right? Hera has to come all the way back, and then Yo is going to be sending Trebs and Eagles forward. Hera did not do much with that faster Imperial Age.
Yo has enough farms, he has enough food eco, and all he needs is gold, and he has a ton of that. And he has full map control. He has all the extra gold resources. He has 2 relics already. He's going for probably more as the game goes on, but Hera has 2 of them in his back. But yeah, right now it's honestly not looking too bad. Eldorado just finished even.
Yeah, and Hera lost to Treb, Hera lost to Maganel, Yo's Treb stays alive, and Yo is starting to Treb castle. Like, Hera is trying to get position with castles for late game, but everything's really close together here. He does not have a lot of the map secured.
And he still is not able to take a secondary gold. Like, he just got raided on the right side, so obviously we'll take that gold again, but his 3rd gold is still... The only one who's taking gold from that is Mr. Yo.
Yeah. Let's see if Yo can keep this going with the siege. Hera's here. The Lightcap don't have many upgrades. There's 4 of them, though. I think they'll take that Trebuchet out. Yeah, probably a bit sloppy from Yo. As Yo can't be fighting underneath the castles, that's the problem. Do you think that Yo should just mass his Eagles and protect his Trebs at this point, or do you think he should continue to raid?
I think he should mass a little bit, and then, like, he's not actually producing right now. He has 7 barracks, but they're all idle, pretty much. Like, he has so many resources there. I don't understand why he's not actually making Eagles. He could easily have had 150, 60 pot now, but for some reason he's not producing. He's, like, conscription, hand courage. Makes sense, but that's not what you need right now. You need numbers.
Yeah.
And Hera, on the other hand, is maxed out.
He's so 55 arbs.
Weird. Yeah. It feels weird because it feels like Yo has, in theory, the chance to make a far superior army right now.
Yeah.
Yet he's not really doing anything, even though he has the resources.
Yeah, that's a lot of arbs too. 55, but if Yo were to get to, what do you think, maybe 25, 30 Eagles, he could take that out depending on the positioning.
Yeah, for sure. Like, if Yo had like 5 Trebs and then pushed in one big go, he could probably potentially still win this game. But right now, I think he's pretty much giving too much time to Hera.
Yeah.
And Yo is look at the castle Hera's doing on the left side. Yo is trying to place a castle on that hill as well. But obviously he's not aware of the castle from Hera there.
Oh, wow. Is that... Oh, okay, I see what was happening. I was actually... Oh, is that a Doubt Castle? Nah, there's arbs there.
Should not be.
Yeah.
Like, it still feels like Yo can win this game because he has a far superior military composition right now. If Yo manages to max out with this Eagle amount, I honestly think Hera could be in big trouble.
Yeah, it's felt like a game that Hera should have won. Like, in Castle Age, it felt like the game was over. But there's definitely potential. It's going to be tough for Hera to take these engagements. He needs to keep his arbs in that one spot.
Hera has this really nice hill as well he can micro to, so he will one-shot Eagles from there. Ah, weird army control from Yo here.
Why leave the Trebs alone?
Yeah. Again, also Yo doesn't have the numbers yet. I think he's doing a really weird use of his unit. Nice walls from Hera. I feel like Yo is just using his Eagles in a very strange way.
Do you think he sees the score, so if he thinks, like, I need to do damage now, and so he's throwing a bit because of that? Tossing the units away?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we see everything, right? So it's easy for us to say that Yo can actually win this game.
Yeah.
But looking at the score, knowing you're against Chinese, usually you probably don't think you're in such a good spot.
Yeah.
Hera still hasn't taken a single relic, I think.
And Hera will lose that castle on the left and the gold access on the left. And Yo's castles are still up. Extra golds all coming in for Yo, Viper.
Look at Yo's resources. He's not spending them. He could have had 50 more Eagles. I don't get this.
I love it.
It's so frustrating to watch.
How many barracks does he have? He has 7.
He has 7.
They are queued up, actually. Now they are, anyways.
Now they are, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if Yo just keeps his damn Trebs alive, I think Yo's on the path to victory. Like, Hera's population's 190, but he's making arbs. He's not making an army that counters Eagles in high numbers.
Yeah, he's still running around chasing 5 Eagles with half of his crossbows army, or arbalist army.
Yeah.
Like, Yo is snowballing now. This is the snowball. He has more military pretty soon. Hera's trying to take out the Treb with this arbalist. And now Yo is going for the forward castle on the gold. So Yo is going to have full control of that gold as well. This game has taken a turn.
Yeah, like a 3,000 score turn, Viper. Sorry, you're the main caster, so you're supposed to do the hype moments, but is this nearing GG at this point?
It is super GG. See?
Wow, that was so hype, man. I can tell why you have a lot of fans. Oh my god, that was hype casting.
Dude, this game does my head in, man. How do we even begin to? Can I shit on them, or do I have to be constructive criticism, explain?
You go ahead, just speak your mind. It's all right.
What the hell, man? This, like, where? What?
I'm with you though. like the execution on the boar lame was awful from Mr. Yo. The fact that the boar lame even happened was pretty bad from Hera. Then the FC was good. Hera outplayed Yo in Castle Age. The game seemed normal at that point. Hera,
big time.
Like 15 to 20 vil lead. Plus he's Chinese, gets to imp. Well, he delayed his imp by like a minute. But even from there, I feel like Hera could have had Light Cav Arb and taken map control, and then Yo couldn't. I don't know. Let's just say it can get better from here.
I hope so.
Oh man.
Yeah, Hera he kept sticking with so many Arbalests, knowing he's up against Eldorado Eagle. And the meat shield he puts in front is Light Cav, which is not a good unit against Elite Eagles. On top of this, Hera is missing the armor upgrade for Arbalest, he's missing the last attack upgrade for Light Cav. And even, we gotta say, Yo, I don't want to be too harsh, right? But I felt like Yo's supposed... okay, so... reset. Yo did a really good job at taking and securing the resources around the map.
Yeah.
He was collecting all the extra golds, extra stone on the top, which gave him map control, gave him castles, gave him all the extra gold to produce eagles. At the same time, I felt like he did a really poor job, considering his standards, of actually producing the army and using the army, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's...
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say that's how you have to say it. Like if I am ever watching you, for example, and you're playing poor, I'll say by Viper's standards, this was bad. That's the way to do it. Because that's a compliment and also a diss at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's true. I mean, like you expect Hera to play cleaner, you expect Yo to play cleaner throughout many stages of this game.
Yeah.
Now the next game is not going to be on Arabia. I actually want to look at the achievements real quick and see.
Could be. I guess it's still fairly early for Hera, so maybe he's affected a little bit by morning.
It's noon.
Sickness.
It's noon.
Well, if you're a teenager, and
I think
noon isn't that late.
I think
for
Hera
a
gets up earlier than I do. So, but yeah, so Yo had 17,000 gold. Hera had more food, wood, and stone, but Hera was way behind in the gold count.
Yeah, I felt like Hera just took his sweet time in Imp. Too much. Like he could have started. Like again, the weird part I find there is the switch in economy. He switched half of his food villagers off, which then again didn't allow him to go for the immediate light cap to start raiding, using mobility.
Yeah.
Instead, he was sticking with majority of his army being Arbalists, which are slow, obviously, chasing eagles around. They're not really good against eagles either. So it just felt a little bit of an odd switch in decision making there. But of course, again, this could be Hera's first game of the day. Usually those are a little bit off.
Yeah.
And I think they will both improve from here.
Okay. Well, Hera gets to choose the next map. There are 9 other maps, so I'm going to read them off here. And I think quite a few people have never seen some of these. So, Acclivity, Kilimanjaro, Four Lakes, Yucatan, Trench, Frisia, Kawasan, Migration, and then Mountain Ridge. Now, knowing Hera, he's probably going to pick a map that he's comfortable with, which would make sense. I think even Yo would do the same. So maybe we'll see something like Four Lakes, Kilimanjaro. I really hope we see Incas. That would be amazing. But when that game starts, I will try my best to keep up with Viper's casting skills. I am the co-caster, after all.
Indeed. So, I mean, but they were allowed to choose a few maps each, right? To choose from.
Yeah, so let me just double check in the group, but I believe they, instead of picking home maps ahead of time, I think that it's just loser picks the next map.
Two of the best casters around.
Okay.
Nice.
No, but when I was in Yo's stream, I saw they had been like going through Hera picking map, Yo picking map, Hera map, and things like that.
Okay, so they did that. Let me see if it was posted anywhere. Okay, they didn't post it where I can read it. So I actually won't be able to tell you what was picked.
Thanks for all the great content.
Okay. I saw Kilimanjaro was one of the chosen maps, so that's all.
I bet you
remember.
Yo picked that, right?
Could be.
I feel like Yo's gonna pick that and go Incas. I just have a very strong feeling.
Actually, I think it was Hera's map.
Really?
Now that I think about it.
Okay.
I could be wrong though, but we'll find out.
Yeah,
soon
we'll
enough,
find
I
out.
guess.
It's just a show match, man. We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah.
Laughing at some of the people in chat here. Have you seen the Tiger King documentary on Netflix yet, Viper?
Dude, I love that, man. It's so fun.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're thinking of making a Tiger King map. And some of the ideas are pretty funny.
I'm down for that. I want to play that.
All right.
I'll be Joe Exotic.
Okay, well, in Joe Exotic's land, you get gold for every tiger you train. And then
every tiger you slaughter, you mean, or sell.
and then with Carol Baskins, you have to every male villager that you feed to the tigers, you make money.
Oh God. This got very dark.
Okay, game number 2. Let's go.
Oh God.
Ooh.
See, these types of jokes you cannot afford as a procaster.
Ah, that's true. I'm ruining 7K. Your brand as the co-caster today.
Minus 7K in chat, boys. Let's go.
All right. Wait. So I'm the co-caster, but I'm doing the intro, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's T90 Official. I'm happy to be co-casting with the Viper today. We have Hera in the blue, who lost game number 1 to Mr. Yo. He chose Four Lakes, but it's Cross, as his home map. He's playing as the Malay, and then Yo is also playing as the Malay. Viper, I'm no expert. You're the expert, but I think that this could be the longest game ever with unlimited food fish traps.
I sure hope not. But it's not unlikely, right? I am a little bit surprised about their picks. Again, I don't really know the other maps. I'm not sure if they're like saving Persians or saving Japanese, for example, for a different map. Mm-hmm. But both I'm going Malay is, I mean, obviously it's probably one of the better cities for this map. But I still find it an odd choice unless they're saving Persians, Japanese, etc. for other maps.
Well, normally what I would say is if I would see Malay in a show match like this, I would say, well, it's a show match that Viper's in, because you would always like to experiment with Malay, knowing that like Persians and Japanese would be slightly stronger. Well, what do you think of the positions of the pawns? Because sometimes you'll have a back pawn all to yourself. Other times there's no not designated pawn per player, but there's no easily accessible pawn. Here you have one back pawn for each player. And then there's pawns in the north and the south. How do you think that's going to change how they play this one?
Well, I like the fact that it's pretty much a mirror, kind of.
Yeah.
Having that back pawn obviously allows you to wall up a little bit more and like rely on that back pawn. But at the same time, you kind of want to compete for at least one more lake, maybe even 2. So there's a big chance both of them might just secure their own pond and then try to fight for the extra pond on the top and the bottom. I think that's somewhat of how I would like to play this if I was in their shoes. But I would probably try to secure a second leg first and then think about a third.
Are you thinking docks into barracks archery range archers in feudal age? Or would you take the more... Obviously, it depends, right? But would you take the macro approach and instead of going for archers in feudal age, use all that wood for water?
How high are the stakes?
$400.
Oh, I would go for archery ranges probably. And
okay, what about $4,000?
I would probably go for the macro approach. Wall up a little bit. You use the scout, see what I find, adapt to what's there. Use the economy I have, and take it from there pretty much.
Okay.
But it depends.
It depends, yeah. So
it depends.
For the people who are listening, it's essentially how you use your wood, right? If you wall and then use your wood for fishing, then you have more eco, but then you have potentially less map control. And what was your reaction there?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. Because of what I said. I see. Yeah, my bad. No Kappa pride. Everyone's Kappa priding here. Whoops. Sorry, I'm not an experienced caster.
Oh, this typical co-caster mistake, but it's fine.
Oh, who will win? Right. Viper. Oh, never mind.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Who's gonna win the Scout War?
I'm actually not live. Actually, I realized. I think Hera will win. I didn't know. Are you live?
Yeah, Hera won. You got it.
Are you sure you're live? Because it's been like 30 seconds now since they.
Oh God, I'm not live.
I was even further behind you.
Whoops. Thanks, DE.
Look in the middle of the map. There is a Mr. Yo villager sneaking around. As Hera is running straight. Never mind. Straight in. Never mind. Almost ran straight into the town center of Mr. Yo. But Yo is gonna run to second wolf, and he wants to go for a sneaky dog. But surprise, surprise, Hera's already walling off the whole side.
What do you think about wolves being on this map?
Honestly, I'm a huge not fan. How do you say not fan?
I'm not. You say I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of wolves being a part of maps where there is walking distance to water.
Thank you.
Because that is such a big luck factor in the game.
Mm-hmm. And that actually slowed down Yo as well. Like, it's not just the damage on the villager, but it slowed him down. Yeah, I agree.
mean, it probably would have been the same circumstance where he can't really get in there. But obviously, there's a way bigger chance for him to sneak in if the wall was only halfway done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like that at all. I wish there was no wolves on maps like this.
Wait, is Hera just gonna let him dock?
How did, like, he was chasing that villager? How did this happen?
Is he making a galley?
Yeah, he's making a galley. So he wants to kill that villager, wall him in and kill the villager. I think the dock might go up.
That would be so bad if this dock goes up. Oh my goodness.
It's like a thing though. Like, some people like to let the dock go up and just deal with it, because then they know that he's spending resources there instead of into somewhere else.
Okay.
Like, this will be wood and gold invested at. It's not archers. It's not an archer range.
Yeah.
So he will be like kind of controlling the aggression, if that makes sense.
Fair enough.
But at the same time, how much are you going to invest yourself into defending this? That's going to be the question after this.
Yeah, like, do you want to go 2 docks? I think that villager will live, right? So,
yeah,
there's going to be 2 docks for Hera to secure his own fish. So I think Mr. Yo, at least, he gets what he wants. He doesn't have the score right now because he doesn't have a scout, and that's really important.
Ooh.
Hera is now going to the north because he scouted that that's free.
Yeah, and Yo made a galley in his own pond at the same time, so he really wants to be safe there.
Okay.
I was expecting Yo to now be like, okay, I have this forward dock, I'll just make some fires and demos there, and then I'll just fish boom behind this in my own pond. So that galley is a little bit of a overly safe kind of move, if that makes sense.
Okay.
He's also making a barracks to preparing for land units, while Hera is purely playing water approach right now.
Hey, if okay, actually I see Yo coming to the south now, so Yo will try and go for 2 ponds. Just a mix on all the lakes or all the ponds as you probably play this map. Have you seen the feudal age TC drop with Persian strategy on 4 lakes yet?
Who did it?
Okay, so originally Vivi did it to MBL. And then I've seen MBL do it like half a dozen times. Mm-hmm. And the highest rated player he did it against was 50th. And it's actually really fascinating. So if you haven't seen it yet, I'll make sure to send it to you at some point, because I want to see what you think of it and see if you can maybe try it in a rated game.
I mean, I can imagine that since you have fish already, it could be doing a decent job. But I still feel like, as long as the player reacts accordingly, just make ranges, make archers, whatnot.
Okay.
I don't see there being like a problem.
Ooh, do you see what just happened there? Hera made a galley. He's trying to keep that alive so he can snipe the villager, and well played from Hera. Yeah, he will defend.
Oh, he's got a fishing ship! Yes, worth!
I think he got 2, because he demoed 1 and then weakened another. But Hera has invested a lot into his own pond. I think this is the logic from Yo. Like, Hera might have all this military, but now it's just kind of useless back here. And he has more economy, or he has more fish in his back pond anyways.
Yeah, I kind of like Yo's position right now. He also put archer ranges up earlier. So in theory, he could have a bigger army there, but Hera's been playing very safe. I feel like Hera's playing very similar to how he played the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's, if I can say, it's more of a tournament approach, if that makes sense, the way Hera is playing.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing safe, low risk, economy approach, and very high, like, sure, he probably has an idea in his mind how he wants to play this, but it's also very adaptive to what's happening.
Yeah. I would say that's probably Hera in general, right? He tends to play... He doesn't really go for many master pieces. Master Peas, as there we go. He tends to go, you know, he tends to play every game very serious, and I think that's what has brought him to his level, too. Fine-tuning that meta.
Yeah. You can see the way he's playing as well now. He's not doing like... He's very open on the front, but that's just a couple of villages that can, in theory, run and still be safe. He's doing one range. He made a market now as well to buy his way up to castle age, while Yo also did actually exactly the same. I'm surprised that there's so little investment into... Like, by now there could be 7, 8, 9 archers out on the map walking around. So, yeah, they're both playing as if there's a lot on stake.
What do you think about Yo getting wheel?
I highly disagree with that
Yeah,
decision.
like that idles that TC. Your economy does not really benefit much from wheelbarrow right now anyways. Hera skipped it, and I think that's actually the difference in the castle age times, right? Like that's going to be a pretty big momentum swing for Hera, especially if they're both going for ranged units. Yeah, that's confusing to me. Like that delays that castle time immensely.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not going to be too far behind, but of course, there's a small time window now where the 3 crossbow Hera can do a lot. But yeah, I don't see this being a big problem, but yeah, I feel like Hera has adapted way better to how the early game played out.
It also has 2 ranges, so he's going to have constant production behind it. Whereas Yo has gone... This is fascinating. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing with his wood right now. Viper, stop it. Come on, this is a PG stream.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys do over on Mixer, but come on. Kidding. Anyways, it's 1 range for Yo. And he has the same amount of docks. Well, technically he has 1 less dock, so...
Correct. You know math.
Yeah, it's just a bit weird how he doesn't seem to have the res to commit to 2 ranges, whereas Hera is comfortably going for 2 ranges. Hera's just making it all look a lot cleaner right now.
I mean, he does have the resources. He's just investing to farms right now, which... I mean, you gotta make that wheelbarrow worth, right? So it's kind of forced into that. No, I agree. It's very strange, the approach as a whole, kind of. Now he's doing crossbow. He has 5 crossbow out there. 8 on gold. Like, he's no place where to put town centers. He's doing 1 now on the wood line. Like, if Yo doesn't seriously take some map control here very soon, he's gonna have a big issue with securing any wood lines.
Yeah, Siege Workshop will tell Hera everything he needs to know. Hera picks off a Veil too. Oh, and there's 2 crossbows on the right. Oh, this is so bad for Mr. Yo now. It'll be even further behind in numbers, and Hera will not be upset about seeing that Siege Workshop at all.
Indeed. So the exciting thing right now for me is how is Hera going to try and throw it this time?
I mean, he did in game 1, so...
Yeah. Honestly, it feels to me like Hera wants to go fast imp with 1 TC. He's not... Like, he has the resources to add different... Like, to add another town center. I think he sold 100 stone by the looks of it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And it feels to me like this is a fast imp 1 TC approach.
Could work really well, actually.
Yeah, he's trying to dock the bottom lake as well now, which is in vision of Yo, because he has the Malay dock.
Ooh, Yo is making a galley.
Yeah. Timing of that should be really good. But the dock should still go up, so Yo will have to probably make more.
Yeah, it's a good time to be hitting Yo's food eco as well, because Yo's committing twice the amount of food into villager production, and his food eco is going to be not as good as it otherwise would have been. And so if Hera just keeps his numbers alive with crossbows and clicks up, I like... Oh, he's actually going 2 TC, but I still feel like he'll have a faster Imperial. Depends, though.
So Yo lost a unit up between the Relic and the Wolf on the north side. I'm not sure if that was a crossbow or a villager. He's sending another villager to the top, though, on the left side to try and make a dock himself. Oh, there's a demo in the dock for Yo.
No way. No way.
Demo! No, Yo, why didn't you go?
Wait, he's making the demo. He has a fire inside the dock.
Oh.
How long have you been doing this casting thing?
I was watching the top pond.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
He deleted the demo.
very eventful up here. So, Hera's been doing the wise thing, and he's fishing on the left fish, so he could scout that. No reaction from him yet, but we will have both players fighting for pond control.
Hera's now making fire ships on top, so he did notice it. But yeah, he has 2 fires. Oh, this is a big demo. Not a big demo, it's a small demo. Oh, it actually turned out to be a big demo. But He did manage to... actually, he's kind of losing water on the bottom side. Hera is even committing for a second dock.
Yeah.
There is, however, only 4 fishing ship left there, so I'm not sure if that's worth fighting too much for.
Ooh.
But yeah, it's looking good for Hera.
Yeah, Hera needs to pay attention, and he does on that wood line. The crossbows show up from Yo. First time Yo's had a counterattack in the Castle Age, or really all game. But the woodline situation's pretty bad for Hera, I have to say. All of his woodlines can be ranged. He needs to bring those crossbows back.
Yeah, this map, both of them have really like exposed woodlines in general. I like that for, I think it's fair. But I'm surprised by Hera again. He has 10 villages queued up. That's 500 food. And if you look at his resources, that could be Imperial Age.
Yeah, he just should click up. That was his mistake in game 1.
Yeah. It is a bit odd, but I mean, in the heat of the moment, you don't pay too much attention to that. So yeah, well, Yo is on 3 TC. He's still behind in total village count. That, of course, includes fishing ship.
Oh, and Hera's fish in the north. He lost like 4 fishing ships there. Really good engagements for Yo. Of course, Yo lost the south, though. So, even, I guess.
Yeah, they're kind of trading. Question now is, do they start fishing in the different ponds? Does Hera start fishing in the bottom? Does Yo start fishing on the top?
Yeah. If Hera just canceled, this is bothering me now. I didn't realize how much he had in his TCs. If he just cancels his builds and clicks up to Imp, he'll have so many crossbows. He'll get Arbalest and Bracer. He's in a fine position.
Yeah, he's rushing a Silver Shop now in order to click Imp, so he will do that. Yo, on the other hand, he will have a more solid land eco.
Yeah.
But he's still way further behind from Imperial Age.
But if he gets a castle up, this is interesting. He's pretty heavy on stone. So he might be expecting that fast imp Arb play, and if he gets a castle up in a solid position, I don't know where you'd prefer to build it, maybe to protect the wood line, or to the north, but he could hold, possibly.
Yeah, I'm looking at the map right now, and if you look in the middle between them, like the hills are very well situated for Hera. I think the faster Imperial Age also is going to give him full map control in front of Yo's base, and
yeah,
once Hera has that hill, it's going to be really tough for Yo to ever climb his way back there. I think Yo will have to like rotate his eco towards the top and north side of the map.
Okay.
But the question is if Hera will ever give him the time to do so.
Can you hold with Castle Age Elite Skirm against this, or is it gotta be defensive castle?
You can buy time and trade not as terrible as we're seeing the Mangala shots, but it's still like you will lose. Yeah, the skirms don't beat Arbalest and Imp, right?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, sometimes, see, I'm the co-caster, so I have to ask questions I already know the answer to just to make you sound good. That's what Dave has done with me for years.
Sure. Dave is one of the most knowledgeable Age of Empires 2 casters out there, so you cannot fool me with that one.
Yeah, man.
He is the best mortar player in Lord of the Rings.
What do you think of Hera taking this fight before he gets all of his upgrades?
Nonsense.
Yeah.
But it looks good on the screen, so might as well.
That's true. It's a show match. It's not a...
Well, it doesn't look that great, actually.
I don't love that move. He wants to go into bombard cannons. Yo has very little gold in the bank right now. Dave was, I don't know if he's still listening, but he was in the chat. He said, "It's my 43-month anniversary, and this is a very special moment for me. Stop interrupting me, Viper." That's what he said.
What?
I don't know what that means. Oh, what is the castle from Yo? Down.
Well, you know, well, I mean, he probably feels like this is his moment, right? So, I mean, it's weird the upgrade prioritization though from Hera. He does not have Arbalest on the way. He doesn't even have Bracer. He literally has Castle Age army right now.
Yeah.
Now he has Bracer.
Shit.
That was super strange.
Yeah, there's only 4 skirms there. Does Yo really think this is gonna go up? He's repairing the Mangonel.
Oh, he's doing it. Never mind.
This reminds me of a Castle of Doubt tried to build against you yesterday.
Which game?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know how many games you played, so I don't know how many Doubt Castles there were, but it was,
every other game, usually?
Yeah, I think it was, he was Japanese and you were Huns. You were in the south, he was in the north.
Ah, that was also this map, sort of.
Yeah,
4 lakes or cross. Yeah, true.
I remember, my favorite part about that was how Doubt it got denied, and Doubt was like, "Oh, I even went to stone early too, so that wouldn't happen." All right, so Viper, we saw game number 1. Hera was ahead by 3,000 score, lost the game. It was a bit iffy, I'd say. It wasn't what we really expected from their level. What are your thoughts on this one? I still think a bit shaky from both of them compared to what we're used to seeing.
I agree. It was a bit strange in some regards, but I still think Hera played way more clean now. He probably felt super confident. That's why he took those weird fights around the Archie range in the Mangonel.
Yeah.
But like Hera's adaptation here and like adaptation and how he just reacted to everything Yo kind of threw at him, if that makes sense. Although Yo didn't throw that much to him, there was still like Hera just played it safe. He dealt with the situation that occurred, and from that point didn't really take any risks and just like kind of slowly wheeled the victory in safely.
I feel like the economic approach was very different. I think Yo played his eco like you would play Persians. He's on 3 TCs. He got not even just horse color, but he got shoot, what's the other one called? Caster, help me. What's the second farm upgrade? I always forget the name.
Heavy plow.
Heavy plow. Yeah. He got heavy plow. He got wheel. So he got all of these land eco upgrades. Whereas Hera, he didn't have the best fishing eco in the north and the south. He just used that back pond with Malay. He didn't build a single farm, and he still went in. So I think the multiple TC approach was really weird, and the heavy farming eco was questionable. I mean, it does depend. Obviously, if he held, then he'd be better off, but certainly didn't work out there.
Yeah, farming is better long term, but until fish becomes quite like Yo's pond right now is obviously okay. You probably should start farming or at least make fish traps, but he didn't have multiple docks there. If you look at Hera's pond, he had already fish traps around, so very efficient there.
Yep.
Again, Yo didn't have fish on the top side either. Hera was fishing like a madman in the bottom now. Yeah, I would agree with what you're saying. That like the weird part was the wheelbarrow, right? Wheelbarrow's biggest effect is usually when you have farmers up and running, and Yo didn't have a single farm that he went for wheelbarrow.
And then he added he added farms to make wheelbarrow worth it. Yeah, I agree. That was probably the decision. It delayed his castle age time too. He lost all momentum in the middle of the map because of the later castle age time.
Yeah. Also, like when he finally released his crossbow, so it was kind of just like a series of unfortunate events there. But yeah, Hera capitalized and he played the map. He played a good game here.
All right. Well, there's a lot of options for the upcoming maps. I'm looking through them here. Actually, I'm going to show, I'm sure you're streaming this as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm sure we could both show pictures of the maps. I don't have the individual maps aren't labeled, which is a goof up on our
I'll find
part.
it. Just describe it.
Well, if you should have the link posted.
But I see the maps.
Subscriber.
So I'm ready to go. Just describe the map we're looking at.
Well, the top one.
So the hamburger.
Is that hamburger?
Well, very thin meat.
Well, there's actually an Age of Empires map called Hamburger, so don't confuse people. I don't think that's hamburger.
Okay, well, whatever. Okay, at least we know what map.
We can come up with our own names. Yeah, that's fine. So that's hamburger. The other one, is that Arabia? What is...
That should be Arabia, yes.
Yeah, I guess they put an Arabia screenshot in there. We just saw 4 lakes. How are we describing this? Oh,
this is Phrygia.
Yeah, we saw this. This is an ECL map, right?
Yeah, it was an ECL.
Yeah, I recall seeing some games there. I remember I think you lost to Leary. You were Celts and Leary was Mongols. Do you remember that? 1v1?
I do remember that.
You don't lose that many games. I was going to say you have to remember.
I do remember.
Kawasan is the next map, right? I think 2 pawns in the signs, berries in the middle. Then we have Kilimanjaro, which I really hope we see. And then Migration, which Viper has said he's a huge fan of, and he actually said he's going to sign up for the Masters of Migration tournament that will be this year, right? He's so excited he can't even say anything. What is the next one though? Is that Mountain Ridge maybe?
What did you call it?
I think it's Mountain Ridge.
It would make sense, right?
Yeah, because there's mountains there.
Yeah. Well, if that is called a mountain.
Yeah, it's like a hill.
Actually, just like a small hill. It
Um,
has snow though, so it has to be pretty high up, right?
yeah,
I don't know how the temperature changes
yeah,
with
that's
elevation.
true. There's snow. Yeah. No snow on the next one. What's this next one called? That's interesting. I've never seen that one.
There's no lava either on the low ground, so
Yeah.
temperature changes that don't make sense. But yeah, I don't know. That one looks. I think I've seen it before. But I don't remember the name. It's a map I would hate to play though. It looks really ugly.
Okay. And then
I would delete
Yucatan's
my
the
town
final
center
one.
and go out. Yeah,
Yucatan
is fun.
is a map that I used to play. Oh, that one's called Trench, apparently, which makes sense. But yeah, Yucatan is a map that I used to play all the time growing up because I loved the hunt. It makes the Dark Age so easy.
When I was 10 years old and played on Zone, I played Yucatan. I hosted games 1-on-1 Yucatan fast speed. That was the only thing I played.
Dude,
I loved it.
So back when I first started playing, I remember I was maybe 3 months into playing HD back in 2013, and there was this guy who would always host 1v1 Yucatan fast speed explored, and he would say, no, it wasn't you. You were pretty good then. But he would always send a villager forward and lame your boars because it was explored. He would wall in his vills, and then he would sometimes he would always steal. And I remember that was my first experience with a lamer, and I was so determined to beat that guy. I was so determined, and then I finally figured it out and was beating him, and I was like, yeah. And then he wouldn't play me anymore. He was the type that would kick you, once you started beating him. So
yeah. By the way, the game has begun.
Oh, really? Okay.
See, if you're a pro caster, you would be able to multitask.
Yeah. Ooh.
So it's Mountain Ridge.
Hold on, don't do the intro yet. I'm not ready.
So as you can see here in the blue color, we have Hera spawning as the Mayans. And on the right side, in the red, Mr. Yo spawning as Incas.
Incas.
Do you think
you
thought they would come for Kilimanjaro, no?
I know. I'm kind of upset. I want to see a villager rush. All hail Noboru, man. Okay. So Mesosivs. This is Mountain Ridge. I have the no snow mod on though. So the mountains don't have snow on my screen. Sorry guys.
Okay. They have a lot of snow on my screen, but it looks weird because the minimap doesn't show the snow. So it's just green. It makes it feel a bit weird, but yeah.
All right. Well, Yo, no surprise. He's come forward here in Game 3. He wants to steal something, and Hera spotted him, and now they're just going to have an eagle fight. I think Hera's losing this so far?
Better for Yo so far, yeah. Yeah, this should definitely be in favor of Yo. Not sure why Hera's sticking around now. Doesn't really make sense.
He wants to maybe get hill hits?
Hill, but I feel like he's just sacrificing his eagle here if he sticks around. He needs to get back to the town center.
He can still do it, right?
Yeah, he should save it, but it was weird how long he stuck around there.
He could, in theory, he could heal it.
Now.
Oh! Yo!
Yo is gonna get wrecked. Oh. Well, that's one way to do it.
Hey, it's fair, man. It's fair. What a gentlemanly move from both of them. Okay.
Okay, so Yo, fortunately enough, is using a cow to scout at home, so he's gonna find his remaining cows. If he didn't have his eagle, I mean, scouting that. But,
wait!
Well, okay, we have a restart.
Oh, Yo's using his restart. Man, that was such a funny start to the game. I really wanted to see how that would go with both of them not having eagles.
So we're expecting Yo to go full Noboru, right?
We didn't get to the strategy yet, but yeah, I mean, I might. So just to explain this to people who don't know, there's one restart per the whole best of 7. Hera already used his because he had a rough start in game 1, and now Yo wasn't happy with his position, so he's used his, and now they have to play it out, same map, same civs. Do you think it's going to be full Noboru? I'm thinking maybe even just man-at-arms into towers, but maybe we will still see the blacksmith upgrades on the villagers for Yo.
Well, I'm looking at the middle of that map, right? And there's such a big mountain there, so to say. I imagine if Yo comes forward through that hill, it's going to be a lot of pressure on Hera.
Okay.
So, and Hera will, of course, be aware of this potentially happening. So the interesting part when you see players play against Incas is how do they actually deal with this? How do they prepare for this? And how do they react to the villagers actually coming forward? So that's going to be the most interesting part here.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I wonder, is the game started again, or is this the same?
Yeah, welcome to the life of a caster. I think that's the previous game, but the only way to know is if you join. So I'm going to join.
It was the previous game.
Ah.
I joined. It was the previous one.
Okay, so now I have to leave again.
I'm going to open your stream and see
All right.
when they start.
Well, anyways, yeah, I agree with you. I think with all these resources on the front, it can be interesting with towers.
Oh no, I missed
Probably
2
the
games
play
round.
for Hera
Thanks
might
for
be
keeping
to
us
just get into
entertained.
archers with
290
fletching as
salute.
quickly as possible as Mayans.
Man at Arms as an opening, initial opening, and then switching to Archers is also a option there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so game should be up now. They're named exactly the same.
Yeah. So for people asking about the restart situation, oh god, which one is it?
I went for the low one.
Okay, I'll go for the low one.
Oh yes.
Was that it? What if
Yes.
Okay, now it says failed to start observing match. Request failed. I got the wrong one, Viper. Screw you.
If only we're a good caster.
But they're both still here. Why is it if it failed to load the games, it's still on my list? Thanks,
I got into the game.
I know, I'm just sorry, dude. This has been 6 months of spectator issues. Sometimes I get upset.
Right, so funnily enough, they're having the exact same situation. They're both fighting with their eagles again.
Wait, I gotta catch up to real time. Go ahead and cast, Viper. Cast for the people.
I don't want to spoil it for you, but right now there's 2 eagles. There's one with 7 HP, one with 5 HP, and in theory, both of them could die, and blue eagle is chasing red eagle. Oh, he's taking the hill, Okay, well, it wasn't that interesting after all.
It's still really fast on my screen, and Hera got the eagle kill.
Yeah.
Ouch. All right. Well, this has been a weird show match so far, man. Like, we've seen weird restarts, interesting play, and now Yo is without an eagle, so he might not even know where his own resources are at home. Not ideal.
He knows. Wait, there's only one boar on this map? Looks like it, yeah.
Really?
So he found all his cows at least, but I only see one boar for him. So I'm guessing there is only one boar for both players.
Yeah, I only see one boar for Hera.
Yeah, he should be able to find that with the last cow. So in theory, he still has all his resources. But of course, missing that one eagle is quite painful. He won't know where to hit now with his Inca villagers as he runs forward. If he decides to go for that strategy, of course.
So what type of a feudal age time can we expect here? Because I feel like with the Inca rush, you want to have very fast feudal. So pushing deer, bringing in 2 boars, those things are normally common with that strategy. And
not possible anymore.
It's not possible. Can you even go... Do you think this almost suits the Mayan player going for a delayed feudal into archers? I don't know.
Mines do have the longer lasting resources, so I imagine Mayas can even do a normal uptime because the cows obviously carry extra food as well.
Yeah.
There is, of course, the possibility to mill the shorefish because there's a couple of ponds here with... Ooh, there's actually a pond with 5 shorefish in the bottom left. And also in the top right, if you scouted those, he would have been able to get some real nice shorefish fishing going.
Yeah, I'm looking around at that.
Options.
I think that's what the map creator intended, probably. Because there's no berries either. Oh,
yeah.
Whoa. Do you see what Yo is doing?
He's taking gold.
No, forward. Look further.
He's taking gold.
Look at Hera's base.
He's gonna take gold.
What?
He's making a barracks. But the important part is that he's taking gold. And that
okay.
is going to allow him to make multiple militia forward. And the funny part here is he has no freaking idea about anything because he hasn't scouted shit. So this opening is very strange.
Questionable. Now Hera doesn't see the barracks. Hera is actually this is a bit sloppy from him. 2 of his villagers came back from the shorefish, but I like Hera's mill. He should have food income there. Now he sees the villager, and now it's going to be a quick wall lure.
Yeah, nice quick walls there.
Yeah, nothing yet. Oh. And now the militia come in and surprise Hera. Now Hera already has loom because he's Mayans. You do that at the very start. This is about to get very, very sloppy and awkward, Viper.
This is very weird.
Oh! It's a trap. What are we looking at?
It's not a trap. It's not a trap. It was a trap.
Remember, you're the main caster, so take it away.
I'm just confused here. This is so weird. Like, okay, what is Yo's follow-up to this? He's not gonna get to feudal age for a year. And Hera, I mean, it's not a big issue for Hera. Those villas are walled. They're not gonna take any damage. Yo is walling in the lumber camp. Like, why? What?
I have no clue. You know what? He's gonna destroy the palisade walls, so Hera will lose 1 wood. Or 2 wood. There you go.
Yeah, and now what? Hera just made a new lumber camp in the bottom, and those 3 militia are stuck up there, doing absolutely nothing, while Hera is preparing the next trap. Watch the trap happen. It's gonna be a trap.
Yeah, he wants to build... Dude, you know what? You know what's kind of frustrating for me watching this right now? I've queued up against these guys a few times in my life. And when I play against them, it's like full-on meta, fast feudal times, amazing traps, like they are on. And now I watch these two and I'm just like, what is happening right now? Can't they have a game against me that's like this when I play them? Jeez.
Well, do you make a forward barracks in 3 militia like this?
No, that's true.
Without any scouting information?
Well, I just want Yo to do that against me is what I'm saying. Lose his eagle.
Ah, okay.
Go for the barracks. He is on his way to feudal and he is going to stone right now. And Hera is... I think Hera's playing into archers?
Well, to be fair, Yo could build a tower potentially with that forward villa and kill those 2 villagers.
Yeah, and Hera almost lost his eagle. I'm
Yo
very
is
confused.
killing the villager. I mean, Hera's chasing the villa now from Yo to top. This is such a weird game. Now the villas are going forward. Here's the noble income. Honestly, I like Yo's position right now. Hera is now making a barracks. He has no access to gold. His archery range is going to be so late. And Yo is about to come with villagers, with upgrades, with towers.
Yo could just see the tower and just rush it down. He could just go full vills. I guess 3 of them's not going to work, but maybe 6 or 7 with armor. And he could just fight underneath that tower.
But that's also a preemptive tower. Like, Yo can tower from the other side, and that tower is rendered useless. This it's just odd.
Yeah, I wonder if Hera is a bit confused by all this, because the forward barrack strategy, the random villager on the lumber camp, might not have accomplished much on paper, but it might be really confusing Hera. That combined with the fact that he hasn't played the map before, most likely.
Yo has forward villas now on the left side. He has no scouting intel. Just such a weird forward. It's like he's doing a tower on the woodland on top as well. He really should wall that villager though.
Ah, yeah.
I assume he's rushing up a blacksmith as well at home. Yes, he is. There's going to be armor, forging for the villagers. Hera's going blacksmith archery range here, which I guess makes sense because that fletching is going to help a lot against the extra armor of the villagers. But I still feel like Yo is in a very good position here.
Yeah, Yo has the stone and the wood to build another tower after this, so he's going to go directly for the wood line. And Hera does not see... Wait a second, that's not Hera's point of view. Yeah, Hera does not see the tower on the other wood line, so soon Hera, who wants to make archers, could find that he's completely out of wood Viper.
Yeah, Yo is actually trying to wall him in as well. Oh, if he pulls this off, this is gonna be sick. Hera is not reacting. Yo is walling you in, dude.
What is happening here?
Wall you in.
Make it happen, Yo. Make it happen. Dude.
Okay, I don't know. Yo kind of just went on vacation for a second there.
It's like
that
I
was
said.
A bit odd, but
yeah.
Okay. But, I mean, Hera's now moving to the other wood line, and guess what? There's a tower there that is not walled, so he can just take it down, apparently.
All right, well, this is just very weird game. Yo's the one who lost his eagle, and yet Hera's the one with 0 scouting intel. That's what's fascinating to me. And Hera can't take gold, he can't comfortably take wood, he's trying to chop a straggler tree that has 2 wood, and he's misclicked it. Like, Hera just seems dead.
He's rushing the tower. He's rushing the tower now with the villagers. Funny part is the 3 militia of Yo are still alive, and now they have +1 armor, so they're actually really contributing here.
And these villagers...
The tower now from Hera, he should be able to save that, honestly. There's archers, there's enough villagers of his own. I think Yo is going too deep here, honestly.
This is so unbelievably awkward. Now, no fletching for the archers, and they're firing uphill.
Hera
but good repairs from Hera. What is happening, Viper? More villagers are coming up the hill. What is happening here?
Well, Hera doesn't have a choice here, honestly. If this doesn't go Hera's way, he's dead, right? So he kind of has to do something here. Hera, Hera does not have wood to make a potentially new lumber camp.
He is 47 wood. He's chopping the straggler trees. He's the low elo legend. Oh my god. And that tree has 83 wood. Okay, he'll be okay?
And you know what? Since Hera reacted with more vills, what's the natural reaction for Yo here?
Send more villagers!
Exactly.
Oh, it's beautiful. Or not so beautiful.
I mean, this is a little bit... Yo, he was in such a good position, and then he decided that he had to go... Instead of just building on his lead, make another tower, and so on, right? He decided that he had to go for the kill.
Yeah.
Now, he does have enough vills in the center of the tower to repair it, but... I guess once the reinforcements come, that's going to be real tough for Hera.
Yeah, see, Hera has a bunch of weak villagers. I think that's what's going to hurt here. He can take his wood line at least. So he'll run through there, I'm sure. Now, another thing is Hera's really going to struggle for villager production because the farms will run out eventually. I'm just keeping an eye on the amount of eco they have. Like, this Inca villager rush normally comes down to denying resources while you can create vills and take resources at home.
Yeah, Yo does have villager lead now, and honestly, Yo has less idols than Hera, and that's Yo with a lot of foreign villagers.
Dude, this tower's still staying up. This is ridiculous. The repair vills are inside the tower there, repairing away. This is unbelievable.
Every single piece of wood Hera takes here has gone into making a single archer when I recorded it. and that archer doesn't have fletching. It's quite a useless archer, honestly.
Dude, I'm just looking at this. Hera has done a great job keeping weak villagers alive, but it's all starting to fall apart now. Wow.
Yeah, well, credit where credit's due. That strategy from Yo was really... I'm not sure if I can say it was this well thought out or just improvisation, but either way, it was really cool to watch and very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, the start definitely confused Hera. We were confused as well, confused the casters.
I think he was confused himself.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he didn't know what to do after losing the eagle. But the tower placement was perfect, and I think the decision to send forward more villagers was the right play. Hitting the wood lines, I think, was probably the killer. Not necessarily the first tower, but the second and the third. Hera just couldn't survive without wood.
Like, the worst part here for me is that Yo did all this without any scouting information.
Yeah.
Imagine if his eagle was alive and he had scouted everything. Could have, like, properly calculated. Like, I mean, I guess when you look at the map, it's going to be obvious that there will be the hills and the exposed resources anyway. So if there's any map where you don't need scouting intel, I guess this is probably one of those.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think Hera should have done differently? You're playing against Incas. You're probably expecting tower, and it's Mr. Yo, right? So you're probably expecting towers, you're probably expecting villagers. But you win the early eagle engagement. What would you think about and do differently?
Well, that eagle should have been full on scouting Yo space to figure out what's happening. Secondly, I think he just tried to be too fancy with quick walls and gates and traps of the militia. He could have just easily walled his villagers in and taken resources and transitioned to archers from there. I think he wanted to go for the blacksmith range, right? So he got fletching right away.
Yeah.
Maybe that actually hurt him in the long run. Maybe he would have been better off without the blacksmith, as he couldn't afford fletching anyway, and
True.
The game was so messy already.
Yeah, I actually saw a game yesterday, MBL against Hera, and MBL had full-on knights, and Hera had crossbows with ballistics and like 5 monks. And MBL sent like 2 knights into Hera's base, and Hera started quick-walling, and MBL says, okay, we're going to fight the army now because he's quick-walling. And I was like, nah, this is crazy. Like, nah, MBL's wrong. But no, like, Hera lost all of his monks because there was a few knights and he was quick-walling. It definitely, even like for all players too, like you as well, if you click-wall too much, then it takes away from other things.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that. But it's an addiction, man. It's like slapping down those walls and shutting out units is so satisfying that it takes all your attention when it happens, and it's just, you cannot resist. It's like impossible to resist. Just like grabbing the vills, garrisoning them in the town center, like what? It feels so cheap.
Yeah, it's so boring. Like, that's for noobs,
man.
Like, what's more important, winning the game or saving a villager or two? I think saving the villagers are more important.
Yeah, of course.
You know, it's amazing how many people are trying quick walls now. Like, even in mid levels, I'll watch like low elo legend, some like 1100 player try and wall in his vill. It's like he misclicks the palisade wall and builds a house or a barracks instead, you know. But like, it is really funny how that is very much meta now.
Funny part is a lot of people are actually getting pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can watch even players at say 400 or 500 ELO below the top players. Of course, they're good players already, but even them are doing quick walls that are way better than some of the top players do.
Yeah,
so,
I was playing. I was playing a team game last week. It was a 2v2 or 3v3, and there was a hole in my wall, and 2 or 3 scouts came in, and I was about to lose my wall villager, and I tried it and I failed. And the guy called me out. He was like, "You're not Viper, you're just a caster." I was like, "Oh, that hurts so much." Yeah. Okay. So now Hera will get to pick the next map. I don't know what
Hera
he'll
will
pick
try
yet.
to return the favor with Incas on these maps.
I hope so. I hope he picks Kilimanjaro and goes for Inca Revenge.
That'll be fun.
That would be
Although
the best
I feel like
map
Kilimanjaro
for it.
has maybe, yeah, but I feel like it has more potential to expand and spread out your eco to be less vulnerable for it. But of course, Inca is always scary to face no matter what.
Have you brushed up on that build at all since NAC?
No, but nobody promised me he would make me a new build.
Really?
I never heard anything from him.
Okay.
So disappointed.
Yeah.
Game has begun, by the way.
Oh, game has begun. Man, you are actually the main caster here. You're searching for the game and everything.
I'm not messing around here.
All right.
So yeah. Do you want to wait, or can I start talking?
You can wait for it. Wait for it. Official intro now.
All right. So spawning on the map called Phrygia. I don't know how to pronounce that. Something like that. Phrygia. I don't know. Either way, we have a Japanese mirror between Mr. Yo and Hera here, both going for... I guess this is why they didn't want to use Japanese for the cross or 4 legs map we saw earlier, because they both were saving it for this map. Surprised they didn't go Mongols, but looking at it, it feels like there's less hunt than it used to be. Am I wrong here?
I forget. There's 2 boars and there's 6 deer. But I don't... It's been so long since I've seen this.
Yeah, I feel like there used to be way more hunt, which is why Mongols was so favored on this map.
Okay. Well, they're really close together.
Yeah, there definitely used to be more deer and maybe 3 boars even.
All right. Well, Hera... well, yeah, both Japanese. I really like Japanese mirror matchups on land. On water, it can be kind of boring till Castle Age, because it's almost like... Since it's so difficult to kill Japanese fishing ships, players will opt to play defensive more than anything. But I like the flexibility on lands, that men-at-arms and archers. You have the bloodlines on the stable units, so you have the potential for knights.
Yo, found the boar. Take it. Yo, this is what you live for. But I cannot move my screen anymore. Oh, view lock. Okay. Procaster here. Let's go. I am really confused. He's been laming every game so far, and now he went for a just passing.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't see it, actually.
Oh, he got a cow. What's better, a boar that weakens your scout or a cow, which is free? And also, did you hear the dolphins? They actually make... I've not seen dolphins on a map and had them make noise like this. Oh, he could get the Vil. He could get the Vil. Yo.
I'm trying to hear the dolphin.
Just wait for it.
Oh, the dolphin.
You heard it?
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, that's a really good pickoff potentially for Yo, but let's see the quick walls they live for.
That's...
What? This is a weird quick wall. He's making like an additional layer that is unnecessary. This villager looks like it's a goner.
And the dolphins...
From the dolphins are laughing, man.
Dude, what was that? I feel like that could have been walled in so easily. He had a 2-tile separation. Yeah. He didn't get the walls up, so Yo gets a free cow. He kills the villager, and the dolphins cheer him on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure what ping they're playing with here. Like, they're playing West US, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what ping Hera has there, but it should still not be that laggy that a quick wall is hard for a player like him to pull off.
I think it's like sub 200 ping, maybe 200 at most.
Yeah, should still be fine. So, huge advantage for Yo now. Already 2 ahead, out, and Hera's just now building a stock.
Yeah, all right. Well, again, expected a little bit more from Hera in that situation. So he's down a cow, which is not a huge deal. It's not just losing the villager, it's the fact his dock is delayed that puts him behind 2 eco now, and it could be 3 in a second, because Yo's going to have that second fishing ship out.
Actually, 4 population difference. It's insane.
Wow. What would you do here? I'm curious if you'd go to dock water.
Resign.
You'd resign. Okay.
No. I played a game against Riot once where it was Baltic or Mediterranean, where the meta was just front docks and full water. He killed my Dockville, and I just resigned because it wasn't really a point playing on after that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's the same circumstances now, but you probably, like, already now, I feel like if this happens to you, I'm not sure how strong Hera's mental game is. I feel like it's probably improved a lot over the recent year.
Yeah.
But and happening like that, where you probably, like, you got Inca Villager Rush last game.
Yeah.
And now your villager, Dock Villager, got killed. It can really destroy you mentally. And yeah, like I said, if Hera gets tilted by that, again, I feel like he's improved on that part. I don't think he gets tilted as easily, but that's certainly something that really frustrates you and can really affect your play negatively.
Yeah, I think it might depend on what you're playing. Like, I feel like Hera nowadays probably gets more frustrated in a rated game or a show match than he would in a serious tournament, right? Like,
could be.
Like if you know, if that happens to you in a serious tournament, like, okay, I have more chances. I have to take this seriously. Big money, big prestige, big prize pool, all that stuff. But maybe in a show match, you're just like, come on, because the rest of the stuff doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
But
so you can see transition as well now. Yeah, like Yo has already been on his second lumber camp collecting for so long. So like just the whole, it just feels like Hera is a minute behind in everything.
Okay.
Already barracks up for Yo, so it seems like meta arms potentially, unless he wants to go forward and make an archery range. So Yo double dock with a barracks and probably an archery range as well. So Yo is gonna play sort of semi-water, semi-land, and it's up to Hera to react accordingly.
All right, well, Hera will need to react because 2 villagers are coming for a stable.
Whoa. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense because there's so much food here, so you will have those spare resources. Yo really does not want Hera to scout though. There is a scout from Hera nearby. If Yo is lucky, he's going to be able to get a favorable trade, but
I think Hera will kill that. I think Hera will win that fight. What?
I don't think so.
What? How? Dude, I was clicking it. Hera had more HP.
Yeah. He had more HP, but Yo had the initial hit. And like, whether you have 7 or 5 HP, 7 or
that's true.
8 HP doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make a difference with the amount of damage they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, there's a 4 tower here now. Hera will not know about the stable, and Hera is reacting with an archery range. This is looking like it could be another tough game for Hera.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction here would be to wall in your villagers on the wood line if scouts come in. But he's going to lose the wood line. He has to run, and then Yo will wait. I like the patience from Yo Viper to wait until he has 2, or I guess 3 total scouts, but 2 full HP scouts.
If he is really on point now, he waits for the tower to go up, or starts attacking with scouts now, just as the tower is coming.
Oh, it's
so
perfect.
Hera will be reacting on the left side while the tower comes up on the front.
Yeah.
So now Hera is microing. He wants to try and quick wall. Okay, reacted on wood as well. So that's good direction by
Hera. And good micro from Hera. He gets housed badly here, but he did only lose 1 villager when it could have been more. It's just things are falling apart for him. There's even fires on the way for Yo. There are fires on the right side for Hera, which we'll keep an eye on.
The thing is, though, those fire tickle the fishing ships of the Japanese. It takes forever to kill a fishing ship, and Yo has 3 lumberjacks right now. 3. And he's playing double dock archery range.
Yeah.
All those units cost wood.
Yeah, I think
this
you meant
is just
Hera
perfectly. Yeah, Hera.
It's alright, Procaster.
This is playing out perfectly for Yo here.
Yeah, it all stems from the Dark Age. I also like the surprise factor of the scouts because it's not really the norm. I think going spears and archers would be the norm, or man-at-arms into archers.
Yeah, I guarantee you Hera did not expect scouts here.
Yep.
At the same time, Yo did add... He has 7 fishing ship now. Hera has 4, so Yo is pretty much ahead in every single aspect of the game right now. He has fire galleys ready to pop as well, so he will be able to defend against the fire ships of Hera, so at the same time putting pressure on Hera. And Hera, you know what? He cannot afford fire ships. He's adding fishing ship just as the fire ships from Yo comes in.
There's a weak villager in there. I know Hera's looking for it. There's a few weak villagers actually on the sheep down below, and great engagement from Yo as he's building a tower on the other wood line. It seems like Hera, there's no way he can come back if Yo keeps playing this solid.
Yeah, Yo is just piling on pressure from every angle, and Hera is getting sort of an edge on the land now. And he's fetching on the way. Hera, he cannot afford fetching yet. And he's struggling now. He's losing all his fish. He's doing some damage to Yo's fish on the top, but still, it's like, again, he has 2 fires idle there. They're working now, but yeah, he's losing his own fish.
Yeah, now there's skirms from Yo, and he already has fletching, and the tower will go up on the left. Poor Hera. Everything's falling apart for him right now.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, you gotta give huge credit to Yo for how he has set up this game.
Yeah.
Like, after how it opened up, Yo forced every reaction from Hera. He predicted that Hera would go archery range. He even scouted it. And he has already prepared a counter for the counter as soon as the counter was prepared to be countered. And
he he has 7 fishing ships still. I think that's what he had before. So he has kept all of his weak fishing ships alive. He's controlling this entire game. I agree. And Hera, another game where he's just chopping straggler trees for wood. And man, I would not be feeling very good about my situation if I had this many low HP villagers out and about. Oh my goodness. I think there's 4 that could probably be one-shotted by skirms.
And there's skirms with armor, and Hera doesn't even have armor on. This archer's coming this tower there as well. Yo, Hera will have to counter tower here, because if that tower goes up, that's just a ramp into the rest of Hera's position, and that Hera cannot allow this.
And great micro from Yo too, using the scout against the skirmishers, using the skirms against the archers, sending in another scout now. This is just, I mean, Hera's doing his absolute best, but everything's going wrong. I think his tower's gonna go up, but his eco is just falling apart.
Yeah, he can probably village rush the tower now as well. He has obviously the defender's advantage here. Looks like he decides to just fall back. I don't know why he doesn't send like 4 full HP vills and just batters down that town center.
No, he doesn't have full HP vills in his base. That might be part of the issue.
Makes sense. But if you compare the food ecos as well, now Yo is starting to farm more. He's taking the hunt on the front as well. Again, he still has all those fishing ships alive. Hera is coming in with 2 more fire ships though, so Yo will have to react here. But yeah, it's just Yo is now sneaking around the right side. He's going to drop a tower on the back of Hera's wood, and Hera has not taken a single stone in this game, so there's going to be no way for him to counter tower that.
What would Mr. Yo be without a few towers? You know, like he's so good. It's all about map control and reading the game, taking positions away, and we've seen that here.
Using Archer to the tower. It's just like to add insult to injury.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Oh, Yo also made a big mistake here. He revealed his army. Hera still can't see the tower, but Yo did reveal that his army is there, so it's safe to assume that there's a tower coming up now from Yo.
I think we'll just see the GG after the tower goes up.
Where does Hera take wood? He's doing in a second lumber camp there. No.
It's alright, it's cheap, man. It's only 50 wood with Japanese. It's discounted. It's fine.
He has 30 wood in his bank.
Oh man, I bet you it'd be so funny if a weak Phil gets one-shotted by the tower. Like immediately.
Oh, it's pretty close though.
Yeah, this is
oh, there's one.
Yeah, this is awful for Hera. Yeah. Don't even continue. Just resign and go to the next game. I actually am feeling anxiety for him.
He garrison vills in the tower, like doesn't really do anything for him, right? Now the goal is exposed and Hera's army is out of position. Yo has skirms at home as well to defend if he gets counterattacked. It's just perfectly set up game from Yo and perfectly managed game from Yo as well.
Yeah, I mean, I almost would have wanted to see this without Hera taking that villager loss in the beginning, because economically Yo was way ahead, but I don't want to take anything away from how Yo has played this. He's probably just going to place another tower behind this woodline, and there's just seemingly nothing Hera can do about it. At least this time he could build a counter tower, but...
Man, those towers from Yo.
They're perfect!
So yeah. Yo is also on the way to Castle Age, so he's preparing bloodlines, he's going to mix in some knights. Like, honestly, of course, you can say, Yo, the early lane gave him a huge advantage, obviously. There's no denying that. But still, it's so impressive how Yo continued and just like the way he managed the whole game afterwards. It's not a lot of players that would be able to do it in this manner that Yo did.
Yeah, and even having the army alive, he didn't go for excess skirmishers. He has the perfect amount of skirmishers alive to deal with the archers and skirms that Hera sends in. Hera's hoping for a counter, and then Yo's gonna have knights too. Yeah. So unbelievable.
I'm pretty sure we'll see a GG call as soon as the cast stage comes in there, if not even before. Now the tower's up on the wood line, and Hera made on a defensive tower on the top, and it's like it doesn't even reach.
It doesn't do anything.
Well,
the other thing was there was a villager walled in by the lumber camp, which died. So, jeez, dude, that was brutal to watch.
Did he delete his town center, or does it get deleted when you resign?
No, I think he deleted his TC. Like, you know what? Maybe at this point, he's like, instead of saying, "Wow, Yo just towered my whole base. It's over, GG," he accidentally deletes the TC, and then he's like, "Oh, I deleted my TC. What a bummer, GG."
Yeah, might as well resign.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah. This was the really, like, honestly. Again, yes, he did get a huge lead with lane, but I think this game is a really good example for people to learn how to really capitalize on an advantage.
That was the highest level play we've seen today. Yeah, I mean, there's been sloppiness all around in some of these games, but my goodness, that was clinical from Mr. Yo. If this wasn't just a relaxed show match, this was a tournament, we'd be freaking out right now because of that execution. That was brutal. Way more food for Mr. Yo. This is all a result of that aggression, more wood control, more everything. I was very impressed. And Viper, he had 69% of the map explored as well.
Oh, he knows.
Nice.
Well,
you mentioned it at the start of that game. Like, would the frustration possibly set in for Hera?
If it didn't from the Inca game, from this game, I tell you.
I feel like there's certain players that might be very difficult to beat just because of the mentality you need. Like the towers, the lanes, the forwards, all that stuff is so difficult to play against.
Yeah, it is. Usually there's okay, maybe one tower will come, maybe a second tower, but Yo towered every single wood line.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Okay. Question for you. You have been Incaville rushed before by Mr. Yo. You lost to Incaville rush before. And then I think I interviewed you after and asked if you were frustrated or tilted. And you were just like, nah, it's whatever. I knew it was a good strategy. Does anything frustrate you in life, Viper? Because that would be frustrating for me. I don't know about tilt, but there would be some frustration.
Well, I think one of the healthy things I've learned over the years is that, of course, you will have unfortunate days where you're losing a wheel to a boar, you're a bad map, maybe he has a civ win, all those things. It doesn't matter. There's always things you could have done yourself. If you lose a villager to boar, very likely you did something wrong. If you lost a game, regardless of your map, you could always have done something different to give yourself a better fighting chance.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what civ he is, no matter what approach he takes, it's always within the loss of the game, and there's always ways for you to deal with that.
And you can learn from that mistake, right? Yeah.
Every loss is a learning opportunity, and there's always, again, yes, some things are harder to play against mentally and more frustrating than others, but there's always things you can have done.
Yeah,
it's just a brutal fact. You have no one else to blame than yourself in most scenarios.
Yeah, that's life too. Like that. Yeah. That's I think it's hard to translate that into game, but that's definitely life in general. Everyone gets dealt a bad hand or has a bad day every now or then.
Yeah.
All right, so Hera gets picked the next map. Keep in mind that Hera cannot use civilizations he's used, and then that's the same for Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is up 3-1. I just want to give another shout out and thank you to Wang Jues. He might not be super well known around the community right now, but he was the one who contacted me. Apparently spoke to Viper about input on show matches, and he put up $300 for this, guys. So if we could do some salutes for him in the chat. I don't know if he's watching. You know what he asked me? He asked me to invite Doubt to co-cast. He didn't ask me to invite you, Viper. Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to have a word with him.
Yeah, so, you know, a bit of drama behind the scenes now between the best player and Showmatch organizer. But yeah, he was a very kind guy. I believe he's he wants to do regular show matches, and he also wants to get players involved that might not be playing as frequently in show matches, which is good.
Yeah, and like matches that you would love to see, but you don't necessarily see that much.
Yeah, and this one in
Like
particular is good after Hidden Cup because both Yo and Hera had a great Hidden Cup.
Well, Yo did win one round.
Yeah, I mean he faced you, so.
Well, by that standard, Doubt also had a great Hidden Cup. All right.
Oh man, freaking Doubt. Did you see so for those that don't know, there was a show match. Unfortunately, it was organized at, I think, 6 or 7 a.m. for me, so I did not get up for it. I'm not dedicated, man. But they called it 2 Girls, 1 Cup. It was a Doubt versus Tato show match. That was hilarious.
What was the score, you know that? I actually don't know.
I think it was 4-1 for Tato. I think so, but there's got to be someone out there who knows the exact score.
By the way, the game has started.
Oh, game has started. All right, perfect. So Hera, I assume, gets to pick the next map. We'll see what civ he goes for. I'll let Viper do the official intro. Bear with me. I'm a noob.
I will say that the explanation for why neither chose Persians or Japanese for Cross has now been revealed.
Ooh.
T92,
Okay.
We have a Persian mirror map for the Kawasan, and the reason for that is that there are lakes. And like Persians is probably the best hybrid civ right now.
For
where
sure.
You have like a mix of water and land.
Yeah.
And both of them have opted for Persians in this match.
Well, another civ that we've seen commonly in the Red Bulls tournament is Japanese here. So you do have that docking aspect. Japanese are good because of the flexibility early with the cheap lumber camps, mills, and mining camps. Allows for more wood to dock and make fishing. But Persians do also have a water bonus where their docks have extra HP. And their TCs create faster. And their TCs have more HP. And they have crossbows that don't cost gold. Yeah, the civ is really sick.
And their docks create faster too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you know that MBL learned that while casting Hidden Cup qualifiers with me?
I heard rumors about that.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
It's so funny bringing in some high-level players to co-cast because there's these details that I feel like everyone knows except the players. They're just freakishly good, and they don't read, they don't read tech trees or updates or anything. I love it.
There was a bonus during BOA that Jordan found out. Jordan found out that either that Saracens can carry more units in the transport ship, or that their galleys shoot faster, or that their archers have bonus damage walls.
Yeah.
One thing with Saracens, Jordan didn't know either. That was like again one of those moments. But that's like there's so many bonuses, civ details, and individual aspects to each civilization that it's pretty much impossible to know everything.
Yeah, that's why
there will always be a few things.
Like I've had people ask, like, can you make videos for? Can you make a video for each civilization, talking through the bonuses of the civs and how the civs should play out? And that would be like, if you and I, let's say we teamed up on this and we went through every single detail and every single possibility. I think each video would probably be like an hour and a half, 2 hours, mainly because I talk a lot. But the
only input I would give you was it depends, and I would leave you for the rest of the video.
And that do the exact same thing, and that saves hours and hours and hours of editing videos because it's also very difficult to retain information too.
I'm not sure what's going on right now because Hera is going for the furthest lake, and he already has 250 wood in the bank. This does not seem right at all. Yo has a dock already. The fishing ship is on the way. Hera is now sending dock, and he has over 250 wood in the bank.
I totally was at the same time as you. I promise.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh wait, shit! I'm way behind. Wait, let me fast forward.
Wait, what is Yo doing with this scout?
I'm live now.
Okay, cool. We're good at this.
Yeah, we got this. But I really don't understand why Hera went for the furthest pond first, and also what happened to his build here, because he has over 210 wood in the bank when his dock goes up.
With Persians, you have 5 on wood, and you're late to the dock. Like Persians, you start with more wood. You really shouldn't have to do that. At least if that dock is so late, yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. It might be that Hera is struggling with focus and is rattled after how the games have gone.
I also know I think he has exams right now. Like, it's very hard to maintain consistency, and you know, it happens. Also, the last 2 games have been nightmares for him. The funny thing is, in 2 straight games, he lost all of his accessible wood lines to towers.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
True.
Yeah, so that's why he wanted to send more to wood, probably. Hold on to it in case it happens again.
Fuel age as well. This is just looking like it's already going to be a rough game from Hera, just from the Dark Age. He's missing food to click up, and he doesn't have food under the town center. He has to force drop with the fishing ships to go up.
There we go.
This is just like all these small details that for Hera usually are so automatic and like it's just cruise control normally. Yet, he was actually missing 2 sheep in the left side of the map.
Yeah.
Probably the main reason. Yeah, but something is definitely I feel like Hera's not having the best of days.
Yeah, he scouted the north of the map. Did he use auto scout?
At this stage in the game, you would not expect a pro player to use auto scout, but never say never.
So I actually wanted to bring this up. I got some data from the Capture Age team who analyzed all the recorded games from Hidden Cup 3, and you used auto scout more than any other player. Congratulations. You used it, I think, 3 or 4 times. And I was really upset because we couldn't pick up on those instances.
I mean, it's a great tool, so why not use it?
So, faster fuel age for Yo. Yo will also be faster to the second dock in the south. Yo has seen that Hera has docked there.
And he sees he's going to probably deny the second dock from Hera.
Oh, wait. His villager's blocking the scout.
Oh, this is a disaster for Hera. Dude, Hera is really having a rough time.
Yeah.
It's like Hera is behind like a minute in
the dock was walled up!
Such a nice move by Yo here. Such a nice move.
Yeah. Alright, well, Yo's gonna lose his villager, but he wants to get an advantage on water, and now Hera can't finish that dock. The dock is at 62%. So Hera has to batter down the palisade wall. Wow, what a play.
The value here is insane. Yo is playing really well, and yeah, everything is going Yo's way. Now he's denying that dock completely.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. If Hera wasn't tilted already, dude.
Yeah.
It's I feel kind of bad for Hera, honestly. It's just had really tough luck.
It's a combination of him not playing clean and Yo punishing it in every way. Yeah, I agree. I don't like every now and then, you know, you like to see. I'll be honest, especially when I cast you, I like to see a few mistakes every now and then. But what are you reacting? Oh yeah.
As a pro caster, you're not allowed to be biased.
I'm the co-caster now. You're the caster.
Yeah, but you're aiming to be pro, no?
That's true. I really would like to be pro someday.
Yeah. So another thing to note, Hera's now going for top pawn, which makes sense. But Yo has 500 wood in the bank. I don't understand why he hasn't started fish booming or something. He's adding a barracks and probably a stable. Oh, dude. Hera's gonna get nightmares. He sees 2 villagers moving out of Yo space.
Oof.
That's the doom of his existence.
Yeah, 2 villagers. It's like Yo built the stable so he can send those villagers forward.
Yeah.
I like how Hera, like, that's the Dockville, the weak one. You know, you just send him right to the north, right across the middle of the map. It's very fortunate there wasn't a scout out already for Yo. Snipe that.
There's really nothing for Hera to lose here. He could take the risk.
Yeah.
Hera did actually invest into 2 fires and a demo at the bottom. Yo queued up. He also added 1 demo inside the dock. I really wonder if Hera will commit more. Yeah, he's queuing up another fire galley, so he's gonna try and win that pond still. Oh, look at Yo's dock.
Right next to it.
And Hera wants to wall him in, but Yo is sending a scout, so Hera's gonna have to do some quick walls here as well.
It's gonna be.
Wanted to do the... Yeah. I think Hera wanted to do the same thing that Yo did to him, where he would wall, like hit the veil so he moves and then wall, so he didn't build it. And the worst part is Hera went for fishing ships there. There's no military.
I can make a fire. I mean, the beauty of being Persians is that even in situations where you would normally lose water, you're okay. Like here, Hera tries in the south. That's a really good demo, actually. Yeah. But now Yo has his own demo, and if this goes anything like the rest of the show match is gone, it'll hit all 3. Oh, God.
You know what? Again, Yo had perfect amount of military he needed to defend this.
Yeah, I agree.
He's never overestimating, over-defending. He's just making exactly what he needs, and that's pulling him ahead in every direction.
Yep. Now 2 docks. Keep in mind that there's 2 scouts out now, so Hera will need spears. Hey, he was working on walling. I don't know if he wanted the full wall, but that won't be possible with the scouts out. It's very difficult to focus in all these different areas. And now Yo also has the repair villager, which is important for the northern pond. And he defended again in the south. So he's been fishing more than Hera, and now he has scouts. It's just very clean and consistent play from Mr. Yo.
Yeah. It's just super solid all over, and he's making all the right moves as well, right? Hera took the top pond, Yo took the top pond. He's like never allowing Hera any advantage or chance to kind of come back, if that makes sense. Like he's just on top of everything right now. Oh, Hera's going for the demo on the fish of Yo. Fortunately for Yo, the fish just finished, so all the fish chips spread out.
Oh, but they're going to the same fish.
Yo is on point.
Oh!
Yo is not paying attention. Well, could have been worse.
Yeah. And now Hera's losing his 2 fish anyways, right? So, pretty even there. I've looked at the farm eco and the eco upgrades, Viper. Hera does not have bid axe. He also does not have horse collar, and he has 6 views queued. So now he's getting bid axe. Really late with those important eco upgrades.
I've noticed recently, or at least in this show match, well, that is recently, Hera keeps queuing up like 4 or 5 vills in town center sometimes.
Yeah.
Usually you don't want to have more than 1 or 2 queued up at each time, right? But
yeah,
I
think for me, I tend to do that when I'm not focused, because it's you know, you're used to going back to the TC frequently to create vills, but you don't have like that mental strength to be able to keep an eye on the balance. So I agree. And now his gold counts at 600. This might have been because he was going to focus on water, and then you know that failed. So now he has to adapt the market, which. Yeah, I mean, it's just hasn't been as clean for Hera today. I agree with you.
Yo is doing an archery range 4 nice, mixing some. I'm surprised he's not fish. He now has both. He's doing fish and chips on the bottom, which I kind of disagree with. That should have been on the top side, because the bottom is already like it has been fished a fair bit. So the top side is really where he should start fishing now. But maybe he doesn't feel like he has it fully yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Viper, what do you think of the archery ranges in the middle of the map?
I honestly like them because they're forward and they're going to hit at a good timing,
right away.
But that's because I can see everything.
Yeah.
And that is that Hera is just doing market blacksmith and trying to go to castle age. He doesn't have an archery range, he won't be able to make skirms, he doesn't have a stable, so there are no knights in the foreseeable future. And he will have no answer to these archers at all.
Yeah. I mean, there's Hera at this point realizes he's behind and he's hoping, and he's going with 2 villagers. I guess he wants to redock, knowing how important the fishing is going to be for Yo's eco, but even feudal age archers could take Hera off of that gold if they run in. Yo hasn't clicked up to castle age yet, but his eco is going to be more stable when he's there.
Yeah. He is now adding some fish on top lake as well, so that's gonna kick his eco even further. He did a market as well, but he doesn't really need that. I wonder what his composition will be going into cast stage, if he will add another stable and go for more knight heavy play, as his food eco should be great now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, the issue for Hera here now is he's still open. The archers are about to move in.
Mm-hmm.
He has no protection anywhere.
Yeah. He's hoping that Yo will just go... He's hoping that Yo won't go archers. He's hoping that Yo will just go into knights so he can have it walled up and then win water, which is probably the correct play because he's so far behind. But Yo, just like we've said so many times over the last few games, making the right moves, hitting at the right time, right compositions, and now Hera's realizing, even if I clear out the fish, I now don't have any lands military, and he has to go into a tower.
Rushing up a tower, is walling it in, is also trying to wall on the right side, adding a stable. That's the thing though, Hera's eco isn't set up for it. He has a lot of resources, but he wasn't planning to do this.
Yeah.
That's always something you never want to deal with, right? It's going to lose a few vills, maybe 1 or 2 more vills on the tower, or wait, maybe not.
Good micro from Hera. Really good micro from Hera not to lose villagers there.
And you know what? Hera should be able to take the bottom pawn, because Yo has no idea that's...
Yeah. That's true. And also, I think 2 knights could clear up these archers. Yo has to run away. I guess it depends on when the upgrades come in.
Yeah. Monastery as well. Well, Hera can't drop town centers anymore. He doesn't have TCs. That's obviously really painful, because Hera wanted to go for maybe 2 TCs now, fight for the dock again, and then adapt from there. But now, cannot do a town center. He will have to make knights, monks, and... Honestly, Yo is going to keep piling on the pressure. There'll be crossbow, bodkin arrow, maybe a camel or 2, or knight will come in as well, and then he's doing his own monasteries, so...
Yep.
the pressure is far from over.
Yeah, well, good work from Hera. The docks have paid off. So he will likely clear out that pond and could maybe fish himself there. It's kind of hard to justify doing because it takes so long to kill Yo's docks. But it's something good for him at the moment.
I don't like that Hera is making 2 more fire ships now. He should identify right away now. Wait, there's no resistance. There's no need for him to add 2 more fire ships. That could have been invested elsewhere, but yeah. Yeah, looking tough. Those crossbows can still do a lot of work inside of Hera's base here.
Yep. And meanwhile, Mr. Yo is fully walled at home, and he's adding a second and a third TC. He didn't have to build a tower like Hera did, so he has the stone to do that. Building a tower really early is costly. Was necessary, but it delays you so much.
Considering that Yo has fishing ship as well, it's been impressive that Hera has the same. Like he has more villagers than Yo. Okay, same now.
Yeah.
And that's on top of Yo having had fishing ships and everything. So if you look at the food eco of Yo right now, there are 4 farms. Of course, he has some berries.
Yeah.
And he has some resources in the bank, but he needs to start adding more food eco very fast.
Yeah, he's starting to do it now. I think that Vil count we're seeing is gonna change a lot over the next 2 or 3 minutes because Yo has 3 TCs.
Ooh, crossbows in on the gold of Hera now.
Ooh.
No reaction so far.
And he lost 2 Vils there, and now it's Woodline. I feel really bad for Hera right now, dude. It's just, I'm watching this poor guy just struggle. Playing these games has not been easy. It's been messy at times, but then Yo's just all over him every single decision.
Oh, he's gonna run in right to the crossbow with the... Painful as a monk there as well. If that wasn't insta-convert, that would have been just top of the...
Icing on the tilt cake, right?
Yeah. So Hera is pretty much like resigning here. Like, not resigning, but he's giving up on taking a full eco approach. He's adding a siege workshop. He wants to go for mangonels probably, and he's still producing knights from his stable. So Hera's reaction to this is kind of just, okay, let me add fish, get some food eco on the water, try to keep taking gold. Like, I'm actually surprised he hasn't sent knights to clean the crossbows in the back of his base, because those are going to keep being annoying forever.
Yeah. And look at that wood line. This situation is... Yeah, he's doing the right thing, though, right, Viper? He's got to go 1 TC to have any chance now.
At this point, yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
He's now moving to the gold in the bottom. That's also, again, if Yo ever comes knights to the bottom to raid the wood lines, etc., that's so exposed.
Yeah, well, here come the knights. The crossbows will aim to get value. Just the small things Yo's doing. Still paying attention to this. Will he actually kill those 2 knights?
One of them at least. Well, the other one should go down as well.
Oh, man, he's going to remain here right behind the woodline and the gold.
Annoying.
So frustrating.
Hera has to send 2 new knights. Like, in theory, there should be 0 lost knights there.
Yeah.
And now Yo is coming in on the woodline of Hera. This could honestly be the end of Hera. The monks are not converting yet. This is just such a disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there he runs with the monks, the knight. And there will be more coming in. Of course, Yo is full boom behind this. And Yo's so confident he's even gone for a ram. And a tower.
I love that he went for the ram because... Like, that's just instant. Okay, let's get rid of the siege workshop. A Mangana would take forever to do that. But now it's like, okay, siege workshop will be gone. Less threats from my crossbow. Way more value from my crossbow as well, so... Hera, he has +2 now on his knights, but that's 2.5 knights right there. They cannot clean up this amount of crossbows.
Yep. Yeah, it's a combination again of a few small things. Hera falls slightly behind, but Viper, Yo has punished Hera for every, I guess you could say, mistake. But Yo has, I guess, a better way to say it might be he's taking advantage of every single good thing that happens for himself. The value again, the micro again with the crossbows. These are Persian knights. Persian crossbows shouldn't do that well here. Yo's just playing lights out. And GG.
Interesting thing as well, right, all the way at the right, Hera was sneaky mining camp behind Yo's base. I'm not sure why those villagers ended up there, but okay. We'll take it. But yeah.
I actually saw the blue in the minimap, and I figured it was 2 spearmen or like 2 knights that had gone over for some type of a counter. I did not expect 2 villagers to be there. All right.
Yeah. Well, what to say? Rough. It feels like it was a couple of rough games for Hera. Felt like he was not bringing his A game today.
Exactly.
I think that's safe to say. But at the same time, besides the first 2 games of Yo, I would say the last 2 games of Yo were really impressive.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think game 1 and 2 were a little bit shaky by their standards. Hera, in general, I think, just didn't have his day. It happens. It's happened to you as well. But Mr. Yo, yeah, man, it happens.
It happens a lot.
But Mr. Yo, game 3 and 4 played amazing. Yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time looking at Yo's base, but full 3 town center boom for him. He had 77 eco versus 66. He had most of his techs. He had 2 range pressures, siege workshop, stables. He was all over Hera, and I'm sure Hera will. There will be more show matches. Of course, he plays all the freaking time, so he'll be back in business soon. But congrats to Mr. Yo.
Indeed. I gotta say, I think Hera's approach in general, it would have been the right approach against probably 90% of the pros.
Okay.
Not a lot of pros would have gone double range archers here after the openings. How it would have, most people would have just like, okay, I got the water, I will do stronger food eco stable play. But Yo seized the opportunity, went for double range, and he knows he will slow down his castle age a little bit. But the value he got in return for that was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like normally that archer transition in a Persian war is really risky, but I think Yo sensed the fact that Hera was trying to go for a faster castle age into some knights, and he hit Hera before Hera could defend from the archers with knights. Forced the tower, then there were delayed TCs. I really enjoy watching Mr. Yo games when he's in top form, because there's no flair. Like you and Hera right now are the two that, like, I would say you're number 1 and Hera's number 2. And there's flair to your style. You know, you have the quick walls, you have the amazing micro, but Yo doesn't have that. Obviously, he has great micro, as all pros do, but it's just excellent strategy and map awareness. So I really enjoy watching his games.
Yeah, Yo as well. He's an excellent late game player. Like, if it goes to post-Imperial Age, I don't know if there's many people I would favor over Yo.
Mm-hmm.
It's just his whole strategic awareness of the map. You can see that, actually, if you think about game 1, just how he wanted to place his castles shows how strategic he's thinking, like, for the long term. Every single castle placement was with a clear purpose. And a lot of people drop castles. They see, okay, there's a hill there, I just drop the castle there. Or, okay, this is in front of my eco, I put my castle there, right? But there's actually actual thought and purpose to the castles of Yo.
You know what I'm thinking of about game 1, and for a lot of viewers, they might not have seen it or don't remember. But do you remember that castle he built on Hera's Gold in Castle Age?
Yes.
Like, that's a castle I feel like only Yo would build. Because it was bound to get, like, Yo or Vivi, but Vivi would do it for different reasons. like, it was bound to get trebbed down, but he just knew, okay, I'm going to take this extra gold as Mayans. Plus, I have the extra golds. Hera has to deal with this, and while he's dealing with the castle, I'm just going to mass those Eagle Warriors. And he ended up winning. I think he was 3,000 score behind and came back, right?
Yeah. It definitely bought him a lot of time to... I mean, he knew he had the map control. He knew he had control of a lot of extra resources. So, yeah, that castle, it might just look like a castle that was... I mean, there's a lot of idle villager time there, going there, building that. But he took a lot of the gold, and he bought a lot of time for himself. So, in hindsight, it actually turned out to be a fairly valuable castle.
Sweet. Well, wasn't the most competitive show match we've ever casted together, Viper? Still fun, and I hope to do it again soon, man. People want me to play you. That is, don't laugh, man.
Come on, guys.
Don't laugh. I'm just a co-caster. Actually, I'm undefeated against you on DE.
You are?
Yeah, we played one game. It was when we were all low rated, right, in the first week. And I won Aztecs versus Japanese. You tried to master pizzeria me.
Well, it was almost a master pizza.
It was way too close. What's funny is like at the end of that, I was like, I said, I made a joke, like I acted like it was the easiest win of my life, and like you were taking it serious. And there were people on both sides of the spectrum, man. I actually had some hardcore Viper fanboys upset with me for thinking I was better than Viper. It's like, oh my god, like he built like 6 docks and tried to go fish traps instead of farms. Of course I'm not better. It was a good time.
Fish traps are the way, man. I'm telling you. That was not trolling. That's the way.
Mm-hmm.
You should try it. It's really good.
All right. Well, thanks, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Whatever you're up to, stay safe out there, man.
Yeah.
And
same to you. You're welcome for being on my stream and casting with me.
And it was a pleasure having you.
Bother me for another month, and I'll think about it again.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Not as bad as Doubt then. All right, see ya.
All right, see ya, man.